And there we are. Hey, Mike, we are
Hey,
live.
how you doing?
I am doing good, and
You're
I think
everywhere.
I'm everywhere all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally messed up on. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to make it to my live on Thursday. No, wrong live. That was Friday. She's like, no, our live is for Friday. I'm like, you're right, it is for Friday.
Do you have a special calendar just for your YouTube stuff?
I think I need one because
Yes.
that was quite embarrassing when I was like, yeah, no, sorry, wrong day. You're
You
right.
get monetized and start raking in the bucks, you'll need an assistant and an
Yes.
editor, all those
Yes,
things.
yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hit my 500 subs. So that was a
Yes.
big milestone for me. I'm at 540 now. So you said monetize. That's why I went there. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just that watch hours now. I got to get those
Yep. Yep.
watch hours up,
I'm at 450 and 77,000 watch hours, which you need what, 2 grand, 2,000 for
You need, so to get the first level, you need 3,000. And then to get the second
3,000.
level, you need 4,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I'm not there yet either.
Well, hey,
So excuse the lighting. The sun's coming out from a cloud. It's going to go back behind it. I'm actually outside here at my folks' house in Montana. So I tried to show a little bit of the scenery behind me. It's just beautiful here. It's like 50 degrees and off and on light rain. It's gorgeous.
yeah, that's so pretty. No one is going to complain about the lighting because your backdrop is beautiful.
Oh,
My
yeah.
lighting, my computer camera has a mind of its own. So my room can be beautiful and then it always wants to darken whatever I have going on. So I
Yeah.
got to figure that out or just get a different camera.
I can help you with that.
Okay. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
I know you're
Yeah.
good.
We'll get together and yeah. So I mean the podcast that I'm working on, I set up the studio and all of that. So yeah, I think I'm confident I can help you with that.
Yay. Okay. Well, look who's here. Mike, the ketogenic woman herself.
Yay.
So yes, on the West Coast, we are in the same time zone.
Yep.
She is killing it on the squat and push-up challenge, Mike.
Amazing.
So something happened on October the 1st. You want to share with everybody what that was?
Yeah. So we were talking, and actually it was an email,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I responded to one of your challenge. You did a couple videos on why doing challenges is good, and also after your sprint challenge, which went swimmingly for you. And so then you popped in. We started emailing. Let's do a live, and you're like, "Hey, Mike, if you want to do a challenge, I'm there with you." And so we decided. I kind of went off of Dante Ferrigno's inspiration. I'm like, okay, 100 squats and 100 push-ups. Well, found out quickly 100 push-ups wasn't going to work.
Not for me either.
Right, right.
Nope.
So now it's 100 squats every day and as many push-ups as you can do on the off days, every other day kind of thing. And
Yep.
what that's turned into for me today, I did 2 sets, 2 sets of 2 to failure. And so I think that's adequate. It was 29 today. So
Nice. So 2 sets of 29.
no, I did 10
Okay.
because I couldn't do 11.
Okay. Right.
And I waited a minute and I
Okay.
did 5
Okay. Got it.
because I couldn't do 6. And
Right.
then later in the morning I did 8 and 6.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Faith says no squats or push-ups for me. I'm just here to stand in awe of everyone who did them. They went and did them. We're still doing them.
That's true. It's only the 11th.
Yes. And you know what, Mike, this was up for a little while ago. So thanks for putting that up, Copper's Kitchen. But Carnivore Cure would like to know where in Montana because he's in Bozeman.
He is in Bozeman.
Mhm.
I drove right by you. I'm north of Missoula, a little town called St. Ignatius. You probably know where that is. Here in the what do you call it? The Missoula Valley. I don't know what you call it. It's Lake County, south of Flathead Lake, which we're going to Friday. I'm going to take a bunch of pictures. It's supposed to clear up. So that's where I am.
Okay, that's awesome. So yeah, so here's where I started. So yeah, I was with you, 100 push-ups. I was like, okay, if Mike can do 100 push-ups, good for Mike, but I know I cannot. He's like, no, I couldn't. He tried though. I think he did 40 the first day, and then his arms fell off.
Yep, that's right.
But so my goal is just to get some push-ups on my toes, like full-blown, real, actual push-ups. And at the beginning of this month, so previous to Carnivore, I could do a big goose egg. I had no push-ups. And then I think at the beginning of this month, I thought I was at 2, but actually on October 1st, I was able to do 3.
Nice.
So I had 3 push-ups, and today, wrong way, 6.
That's awesome.
So my goal is 10. My goal is to get to 10. Now, here's what I noticed. When I try to do them daily, I can't do it. Like I get in that plank position and I'm like, no.
Nope.
So I have switched to, Anita, I hope you're listening. I have switched to doing wall push-ups every other day. Because what Anita learned, and then she shared it with me, or I watched her video on this, is not to do them on your knees. And I think that came from Coach Bronson, maybe, and like another person, not to do them on your knees, because you're not like getting that proper plank position.
Right.
So what I was doing is like, let's say if I did 4 full push-ups, I was then continuing on with like 10 or 12, knee push-ups after that, but not on the knees. So like today I did my 6 full push-ups, and then I went to the wall and I did 25 wall push-ups.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Anita says that I'm right, that it's wall push-ups are hard, first off. Yes, they are, Anita. So wall push-ups are just as good, and they're working those arms.
Really? Okay.
Was Coach Bronson. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
okay.
So what they say is start on the wall and then work your way down the wall. And then when you get too low on the wall, go to like a bench, or like I'll probably do my couch because I don't have a bench, until you can get down on the floor.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I'm at. My goal was to just, if I can get to 10 by Halloween, I'll be, that'll be, I mean, that's kind of my goal. So
mine's 25. I don't think I'm going to make it.
25? But you did 40 on the first day.
No, I mean 25 at one time.
Oh, at one time.
Like all at once. That's my goal, was 25. I'll be happy with 20. Right now, I'll be happy with 15. I think I'll get to 15 because I can feel it in my arms.
Yeah.
And I can feel it in my legs. So that's the point. And to start forming good habits. So, right.
So I've been doing my 100 squats, and I brought this. This is called, teachers call this realia. It just means stuff to show what we're doing. So these are my, Carrie's infamous weights that I told her to buy that she hates. Yeah, those. Well, these are mine and I love them. And right now I've got it set at 6 pounds. So I had been doing body weight only squats, 100 a day. I think a couple days I did a few more, like 110.
Yeah.
But like today I did 75, not all at once, but 75 total with my 6 pounds and my, up here at my chest level. And then the last 25 I did body weight only.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been doing, so like today I did all my squats this morning, basically within 2 hours of waking up. So I'll do a set of 25, and they do start to burn. The last 2 or 3 start to burn a little bit. And then I'll rest for a half hour, I'll watch a couple of videos on the Pixel 8 Pro or something. And then I'll knock out another 25. So I got them all done this morning before 8:30.
Nice.
And I did my first 2 sets of push-ups this morning as well. So that's going to be best practice. True confession. And I was afraid this might happen if I wasn't diligent. The second day of travel, because I drove from Iowa to Montana Sunday and Monday. Sunday, I didn't do any squats before church. And I left right after church. Oh, no, I did. I got my 100 in when I got to the hotel. So that's not right.
Nice.
It was Monday. I left early, had breakfast in Billings, met with a friend in Big Timber, and got here and was busy visiting and everything. So I only got 50 in before I fell asleep almost during my last set.
Yeah. Driving takes it out of you.
So I learned not to put them off.
Yeah, if I don't get them done first thing, I mean, sometimes, so there's been, you've probably seen some of my shorts where I'm like at lunchtime, I'm out just like sunning myself, and then I'll do like a short or something while I'm doing that. There's been a couple days where I've done my last 10 or 20 out there because I'm outside. I mean, people could see me, but whatever. Like there's not very many people around there. It's kind of on the side of the school.
Yeah.
So then, so sometimes I'll do it there, but I know if like after work, when I come home, I usually have a live, or I'm like answering people on my channel, and it's just busy and dinner and all of that. And it's just probably not going to happen. So I try to do most of them before work. And then if I need to finish anything up, I do it at lunch. Cause once I come home, it's just tough. Too much going on.
Right. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, today's the 11th
Yes.
and 100 squats a day, and
Yes.
you've done a little more than that. I've done a few fewer, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, what is that? 1100 squats,
1,100 squats, if my math is correct.
right? And yours would be.
Mine should be
It
correct,
should
and I
be.
hope,
Mhm.
yeah, none of my students should be watching me right now anyway, but they better not check my math.
Yep.
As it should be 1,100 squats, and by the end of the month, it should be 31.
3,100 squats.
Have you added any weight to your squats? You know who got me to add weights to my squats? Anita, because Anita said I added some weight, and I was like, well, if she's adding weight, I'm gonna
I
add
don't
some.
have any dumbbells or anything like that. I guess I could get a gallon of water in each hand.
Yeah,
Gallon of water is 8 pounds.
yeah. There you go.
So that would be 16 pounds total. That's something to think about. To be honest with you, I want to join the gym
Uh-huh.
maybe after the challenge. I'm not sure about my employment situation at the end of October yet, so I got to sort all that out. But assuming everything's going to be fine, and I'm assuming that because God is good, then my plan is to join the gym and then continue with different workouts there.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple people hopping on. So we've got, I was just going to put that one up too, Melissa. So there's Matthew saying hello, hello, hi, welcome in. If anyone's watching and you're doing squats or push-ups with us, like I wish we could talk, but like put it in the chat. Let us know how it's going. Are you feeling any different, any better? Are you making improvements? The first couple days I did squats, I was sore, like pretty sore. And I was like, this is a different sore than my sprinting sore because it was different muscles that got sore. And then the soreness kind of went away, which is why I thought I better probably add some weights, just so I'm keeping the challenge level high enough.
Right. Yeah, I'm not, and I said from the beginning, I'm not saying they're easy, but they're not extremely difficult for me. I do feel the burn, the last few reps on a set of 25, but I can crank them out pretty well. So I think it probably is time to add some weights. Definitely. But I do feel them in my quads. That is mostly where I feel them. So maybe my form's not right.
That's amazing. Well, you know what though? Because remember how I sprinted for 30 days and remember how my quads were sore for 30 days and I'm still sprinting every other day. And after I sprint, they still get sore. But I built up, like, I don't feel it there because I'm pretty sure I built those muscles up.
I think you're right about that. And we've talked about this. I don't know if everyone watching has heard me talk about this, but I was a sprinter in high school. So I'm very familiar with what sprinting does for your body, and it's great for your legs, quads and calves especially, but it's really good for your core. And push-ups are really good for your core and for your triceps. And then the squats are great for your quads, and I'm not sure what else, but I mean, it's all good. So, yeah.
So I agree with Ketogenic Woman. Those last 25 squats of the day are the hardest. I had 25 left, and today I did those without weights. I'm like, not going to happen with my 6 pounds. Nope. I'm going to do them body weight only, but I did do them.
That's good.
Hardest. So do you remember what you said to me, Mike, when I got my cast iron skillet, the big one? Do you remember you made a joke?
No, I probably. I'm sorry.
With the game Clue.
Oh, that's right. That could be a murder weapon in the game Clue.
Yeah. So check out this comment. So this is probably another use for that cast iron skillet for you.
That's an idea.
Yeah, because I don't know how much it weighs. I'm going to put it on the scale. That thing is heavy. I have to lift it with 2 hands.
You have the big one. I have the smaller one. Yeah, I have the smaller one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that 12-inch cast iron skillet would be good weight to hold because, I have to use 2 hands to hold it.
Matthew.
Dumbbell routine for the last few months. We'll be joining the gym with my son in the coming weeks. When I joined the gym with my son, that was a great experience just because we got to do something together. This was way before Carnivore, and it ended up that he just needed all the time to do schoolwork. And so we did go for a couple days a week for like 3 or 4 months. And it was mostly just a good, it was like bonding for us. When you have a teenage kid, it's like, so that was something he enjoyed. And then we'd go out to like dinner after, together, and it was great doing that. But yeah,
Yeah.
he needed his time to do his homework, unfortunately.
That's
But let me
really
know
cool.
how that goes. Yeah, that's great.
Well, and my son has been encouraging me, and he was really happy when he saw one of our videos.
Hmm.
Or I think he saw the one I did where actually did push-ups on camera.
You did. That was
That
brave.
yes. Anyway, he actually texted me after that and cheering me on, so that was great. And then he texted me last week, "Did you do your push-ups today?" So it was great.
He's not
So
gonna let you stop.
he wants me to get back into shape, and I don't know, he probably wants me to live or something.
Or
So
something. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
Crazy
He,
ideas. Kids
he,
these days.
these kids these days, he loves me, or I don't know, I think.
Yeah,
No, it's
totally.
great. I mean, it's great, and
Yeah.
he works out all the time, and he's in great shape. So even at how old is my son now? 35, 34. So yeah, he's staying on top of it, which is what I wish I would have done
Yes.
through my 40s and 50s.
Well, I never had energy. And then so due to the fact that I had two, pregnancies happen, I had some hernias, two hernia surgeries. And
Yeah.
so they're like in my stomach, like above my belly button, like pretty high up
Mhm.
there, because everything kind of stretched out, and all my internal musculature just didn't hold together. And so they were small, but I did have to
Yeah.
have two different surgeries to correct those. And I will say this, something that I recently noticed, I could never feel like I could do any push-ups or planks or crunches or anything, because it always felt like if I worked my stomach area, at any minute those were just going to pop back open and I'd have to go in for a third surgery.
Oh gosh.
It just would feel like that. And so,
Yep.
but I don't feel like that anymore. Like I don't
Yeah.
feel that anymore. I feel like if I'm doing my push-ups, it's just like normal abdominal, muscles working, but nothing that's going to, hurt me and make me have to go in for a surgery.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm glad you got past that. And having an injury like that messes with your head,
yeah.
and you have to get past that, get the confidence back. But Carnivore helps you with that. I don't know if you noticed this. I've heard other people mention this too, not just me. But even before I was doing any exercise, I got 30 days or so into this, and I'm like, are my muscles tightening up a little bit? I just sort of felt that, just
Mm-hmm.
from, even though I sit on a computer in front of a computer most of my day for work and entertainment, and even being a slug, it seemed like my muscles were tightening up again. I was like, really need to take advantage of, all the protein,
Yep.
the fat that's helping the hormones, and just take advantage of that and lean into it. So thank you for urging me to do this challenge, because it's been great.
Yeah, I remember, because you were saying you did want to join the gym, but like what you just kind of said, your finances were like, you weren't too sure.
Mhm.
I'm like, well, that's okay.
Yep.
Let's just do a challenge until we get that
Mhm.
figured out, because that'll just give you a jump start. And you're right. I did those videos because I've gotten so much more out of challenges than just the physical
Mhm.
benefits. Like the physical benefits are there, but it's like so much other stuff too. And then
Right.
when you incorporate other people, it's just been all like, I'm not giving up challenges. I have one scheduled for next month too, which I don't know if I want to
That's
give away
great.
right now. I know you know
Okay, yeah. It's too early for a tease like that.
early for a tease though. Stay
Yeah. Stay tuned.
for the November.
November will get here.
Yes, it will get yours soon enough. But so for this one, I definitely, so I don't know if I noticed my muscles increasing more like what you were saying, but it
Just
was
toning
like
up a little. Yeah.
just the energy. So it was like when
Mhm.
I went keto in February. I did start doing some like yoga and Pilates and things when I was doing that, but it was like, drag myself to the yoga mat. I have to do this. Blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like I
Yep.
didn't really want to do it, but now if it's a sprint day, I'm like, let's go sprint, and I'm
Yeah.
ready to go because I have the energy to do it. And I feel really good when I'm doing it. And then after, and then, yeah, you start to see those improvements happening. And I'm still getting a little bit faster. I'm still growing muscle. And now with this challenge, I'm getting muscles in different places. I feel them more, like I feel them engaging more, I guess, where I didn't, used to.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see when I get on my in-body scale at the end of the month if that tells a difference. Like if I've put on any more muscle, whether that's accurate or not, who knows. My doctor's appointment is tomorrow, and I am going to ask her about if we could figure out how to get a DEXA scan that my insurance
Okay.
pays for. If
That
not,
would be great.
I'll pay. But I just kind of been waiting for this appointment because I'm like, if I can get the insurance to do it, then let's go that way, you know.
Yeah.
But
No, that would be great because then you can see inside and see what's really going on and see if there's anything that, you know, because I'm assuming you would do again another one in 3 months or 6 months or whatever
yes, yes,
and see and hope for and look for improvement. Now
yes.
there's a chance you've been on carnivore long enough. There's a chance there may not be anything to improve. I would love to hear that report. But you know, you don't know until you know. So
Well,
that's cool that you want to do that.
I mean, by looking at me, I definitely still have, like, I don't need to lose any more weight, right? But probably some body recomposition. I've said it and said it. I'm definitely pear shaped. So from now you see me from the chest up or whatever. But yeah, if there's anything left, it's like that subcutaneous fat on the thighs. So it's not that I want to lose weight, but if I could like recomposition that so that it's in a little bit of a nicer position, I guess, you know, that would be kind of my goal. So I know that my body fat is in with, you know, within normal parameters, but it's not like at the bottom of what it could be. So maybe increasing some muscle and getting rid of the rest of that. You know, we'll just see. I'm just going to keep going. But the cool thing is I have never, until carnivore, I've never been happy. Like I look in the mirror and just be like, ew, gross, you know, and I don't feel that way anymore. Like I'm happy with who I am. So even if I stay just like this, I'm perfectly content and happy. I feel great in my own skin. And that's really saying a lot because I didn't.
Well, that's part of the mental game too. And I know that, you know, Carrie talks about this a lot. I know you've talked about this too. Just the mental wellness that comes. I call it the carnivore calm, which you guys seem to like that. And it's real. And so that anxiety, if you do have anxiety, it does go down, at least from numerous reports. Again, we're not doctors. We're just talking about our experiences. But anyway, the carnivore calm is real. And so what I've learned through this, and especially if you go on my channel and look at one of my first videos with the audio out of sync, is my yo-yo diet journey. And that is really bad for you. And so I'm like, no more. I'm in this for the long haul. And, you know, adding in the exercise is going to help with the body recomp because I still have 40, 50 pounds of fat to lose. That's why doing that push-up video was so hard for me in the sense that, okay, you know, I have this shot for a reason.
I hear you. I feel you, my friend.
So it's like, okay, I'm going to put it out there. This is who I am right now, but this is not who I'm planning on staying. And, you know, it's a journey and it's a process. And from the hundreds of testimonies that we've all seen in this community, this sure seems like the right answer. So I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I, you know, like I like to say, I sort of accidentally went carnivore. Many of you on here probably have heard me say that, but I didn't expect to get all the other stuff. So when I went meat-based, I was like, all right, this is just a weight loss thing, you know, and I got that. But then when I sort of accidentally went carnivore, because I just like ribeye, for heaven's sakes, and let's just get the spinach off the plate because ribeye's better. It wasn't because I thought, well, I have some anxiety and let me just fix that. And I have these, you know, this acne and let me just fix that. And I have, you know, all of my symptoms. I didn't think about any of those or that it was possible for them to get better. And so now that all of those things, my anxiety is gone. I have so much mental clarity. I sleep great, but I also need such little sleep that I'm, you know, and then I'm just running all day on all kinds of energy. And like Matthew said, he said, I never had the energy to work out either due to crappy diet. Amen. Yes. But once I started eating more towards the carnivore diet, it just came naturally. Yes. I wanted to lift heavy things. So absolutely. And so it's like, I wonder now what would happen if I like ate something because it's not that I was eating the vegetables and going, oh, my stomach, you know, like some people that it tears up their stomach. I've heard numerous people say that. That was not my experience, but now I wonder if I, 3 months or 4 months or whatever it's been since June, if I went back and did any of that again, like I'm just don't even want to because I know how I felt before and I know how I feel now.
It's funny. This is my joke about going back to vegetables. I'm like you. I didn't ever have a problem with vegetables, and I used to eat a big salad and rather enjoyed it. Although the ranch dressing with all that soybean oil is a problem, but but I don't want to go back to vegetables because I don't have gas. Like never. Like if there's a if so you know, he who smelt it dealt it. No. It wasn't
No,
me.
it wasn't
It wasn't
me.
me.
I can confidently say, not
Yep,
it.
wasn't me. No. Who
Yeah,
wants to go back to that life?
nobody.
Right.
Nobody.
So,
Well,
I mean, yeah. I mean, otherwise, I don't have anything against vegetables. I did want to say this, and I think my folks might be watching on the TV in the house.
cool.
I'm not sure if they are. Hi. Um,
Hi, Mike's folks.
and this is really cool. You know, before I came, I was like, hey, I'm eating this diet. I'm eating mostly ribeyes and steaks and eggs and bacon and that's pretty much it. And they've been so cool about it, and so they've had some T-bones waiting for me that have been delicious. And
Mm.
then on the way here, I stopped at my ex-wife's sister's house
Mhm.
because I hadn't seen her for a long time, and they still consider me family, which is cool. But she has chickens. She gave me a dozen of fresh farm eggs on the way here, so I got that, and then mom fried up a bunch of bacon. So the one thing they thought that was weird, and they saw one of our other lives
Uh-huh.
when we were talking about eating butter, and when you
Bite
talk
butter.
about having a spoonful of butter,
Yeah, bite
yeah,
butter.
they think that's weird. But I've been putting butter in my coffee, and yeah, it's
A
been fun.
coworker made fun of me because I was like, a lot of us put butter in our coffee, and she's like,
Yeah,
butter in your coffee? I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's
I
good.
never really have done that very much, but the bite butter, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
If I feel like I need it, sometimes I just have a craving for it. Like, and I just think maybe that's my body telling me I need that little bit of fat. A lot of times it's in the morning, you know.
yeah.
Have you found yourself eating any differently since starting all this exercise that you weren't doing before? Like, has it changed the time of day that you're eating or the amount of meals or anything like that?
Not really. I was thinking I might have to go to 2 meals a day from my one. I do that sometimes, but I was doing that sometimes before.
Hmm.
So, I haven't really noticed a difference. If I'm trying to think if I'm eating more. So today at lunch, I had about 5 strips of bacon. Well, they were half strips. So probably about 3 or 4 strips of bacon, um, a T-bone, probably a pound and a quarter, but the bone is part of that. So over a pound of steak and 2 eggs with some butter on the steak between the steak and the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, is that a lot? It's a little more than I was eating, say, 2 weeks ago, but
Yeah.
it was perfect. So
So what I found is normally I would eat like just because of teaching. It's mostly because of teaching. Like my eating habits on the weekend are just different because I'm not at school. But so like 5 days a week when I'm at school, I
yeah,
generally don't eat breakfast, but I might have a bite butter if I need it, maybe once every week and a half ish. It's just if I feel like I need it.
yeah,
But then our lunchtime is 11:45, and generally I will have 2 or 3 hard-boiled eggs. Now that doesn't fill me to
ah,
satiety, but if I don't do that, I'm like dying by the time it's 3:30 and I get home from work. So
okay,
I do that because that's what I can get in our short little lunchtime, that they have, and it's really really convenient.
yeah,
Um, but lately I've been like I ate more eggs. Like I didn't make enough eggs because it was like I needed an extra egg on a couple of days. It was like that what didn't cut it. Or
yeah,
in more days, like during my sprinting challenge, there were several days, and I did like a little video about it. I'm like, I need breakfast today, you guys. I don't eat breakfast. It's like 6 in the morning and I'm starving. And so I don't fast if I'm starving. My body needs food. So then I do like some bacon and eggs, and then I may or may not eat lunch, just depending, and then my regular meal at dinner. And what that usually looks like is about a pound. So like a ribeye, usually like a pound, or 3 meat cookies with a couple of over easy eggs,
yes,
maybe or maybe not bacon, just depending, or butter, just depending. That's like my normal dinner. So I just find I'm sometimes I've been hungry for breakfast when I was never hungry for breakfast.
right,
You know.
okay. Well, that makes sense. I'm kind of, I don't know if it's opposite, but I think I'm getting more fat adapted, and that does happen over time.
Mhm.
So, for example, Sunday, you know, I I go to church early because I help set up and do things like that. So didn't have anything to eat before church. Did all the church stuff, got in my car, started driving. And by the time I got to my hotel room, it was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. So I didn't eat that whole day. I just drove and I wasn't really hungry. And then the next morning I went and had breakfast in Billings. But even then, oh, this is another story. I went to Denny's. I got 4 eggs, 4 sausage links, 4 strips of bacon, $17 and some change.
Ooh, man.
I'm like, what? And I looked at the thing. The coffee was almost $5.
It's crazy.
It was crazy. But anyway,
There.
yeah, that shocked me.
Yes, I know that when we were on a family trip over summer and we were in Las Vegas. And
Yeah.
what's funny is the Denny's that you go to,
Mhm.
which one, it's all the same city, but like if you go to a Denny's close to the strip, you're going to pay double. Like
Yes.
if you drive 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we found that out.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing driving, you want to get gas and you pull off and the prices, but if you go into town,
Mm-hmm.
you might save a little bit of money, but who does that?
Yeah,
But
I know.
yeah.
At one point, I was like, it would, but that's like 20 minutes. I don't want to drive 20 minutes. Let's just drive 5 minutes and pay and just
Right.
pay.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So then, did I eat when I got here? I think I did. I think I did eat. Yeah, I did. I ate that night. Had 3 hamburger patties or hamburger cookies. See, we're influencers. Carrie has influenced you on that, so that's
Mm-hmm.
good. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm in a way, I'm if I don't eat, I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm going to address that in a minute, but I want to make sure. So Matthew, I need to hear more about this. I've heard of a lot of different kind of fasts, like
yeah,
the egg fast or the sardine fast,
yeah,
for the kind of the similar purpose, I think, of what you're saying. But I don't think I've heard of anybody doing that. You have it in quotes there, the bacon diet,
yeah, yeah.
intermittent fast, and lean out. Can you tell me more, Matthew, about what bacon you're going to be eating, when you're going to be eating this bacon, and how much bacon it is? Because yeah, that's a new one for me.
So 2 weeks ago, I was watching Dr. Barry's Monday night live stream.
Okay.
And I don't know how it came up, but they started I think someone did a super chat and said something about the bacon diet as kind of a joke. And then or no, what was it? They were talking about I think the sardine fast. So it's like, does the sardine fast help? And Dr. Barry was like, well, it gets clicks. I don't know that there's any special benefits from a sardine fast. Sardines are good, so don't get me wrong, it's good. And then he started joking around. He goes, maybe we should start a bacon diet. He goes, how many views could we get with a bacon diet? And
Uh-huh.
Misha started joking as so then people in the chat, I was like, I'm going to steal that idea. So I don't know if that's what Matthew heard, but I think that would catch on,
Yeah.
especially the first couple of people to do it might get monetized. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one I could do.
Yeah, right.
You saw me try a sardine, and I'm not doing a sardine fast anytime soon.
Yeah.
Bacon,
Uh,
though?
yeah. Bacon, and they were saying bacon and pork belly,
Wow.
which I love pork belly.
So,
And yeah.
I'm pretty sure in California, that's not a thing. Like, I think I'd have to ask for it. I don't see pork
Really?
belly. Yeah, I don't see
You
it.
have a Costco membership?
So what's funny is I just had my mom, because I don't, but I had my mom because she does buy me a gift card to Costco,
Yeah.
because you can shop there if you have a gift card without a
Okay.
membership. So
Yeah.
yes, I do have that gift card. I just got it the other day, and I'm going to go into Costco because there's a few things that I've seen, other people like Anita and other people doing their Costco hauls, and I'm like,
Yep.
well, I need some of that.
Yes.
Like the raw cheeses. I've seen people get raw cheeses. Not that I do a lot of cheese, but like I haven't
Right.
done any raw dairy. So I wanted to give that a try. I have seen the bacon, like they're already bacon bits, but they're 100% bacon, but they're already kind of done for you. So I've seen Anita get those. And look at, see, so pork belly done right is God's candy.
It
Yeah.
really is.
So yeah, I've got to get on that. I know if I asked for it, I could probably get it, but it's not
So
something that you just see like in the meat department somewhere.
I went to my local grocer, and there's a guy at church that actually runs the meat department. So I was like, "Hey Ross, do you guys ever get pork belly?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We used to order it sometimes, but," he goes, "it just doesn't sell." And because he has to buy a whole box of it, and it won't sell. So
Okay.
then I was like, "Well, how much is a box?" And I was like, "Just kidding, just kidding."
Give me the
Uh,
hold up. Just
yeah, right. So I think that's it. I don't know if that's a situation where you are, where other people are, but that's the situation in my little 5,000 person town. But Costco does, the Costco in Tucson, uh, the Costco in Lubbock, and the Costco in Omaha. They all have the pork belly in the meat section in the
Okay.
back. So yeah, and it's
Well,
$3 a pound.
Southern California is very far from Nebraska. I just, it's the health. I'm going to put this in air quotes. I'm always going the wrong way. The health conscious, right? Like
Yep.
everybody's going to think that's bad for you out here.
Yep.
And so I don't, I mean,
Opposite.
it's
Whatever
opposite,
they say, do the opposite.
the opposite. But yes, in California, it's very health conscious. Of course, it's not the right kind of health conscious, you know. I think that's probably why I don't see it. I hope I can get it because it is something I want to try.
Yeah, I hope you can get it too. It's really good. It comes in long strips, and so you just cut it in cubes if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so try it that way. I actually do cook it like bacon. I think
Okay.
sometimes I ended up undercooking it a little bit, which was fine for me. It's just a lot of fat.
Which I
But
love.
right, and what a lot of people do, I guess, air fryer. There's some air fryer recipes for that, which really crisps them up, and then
Yes, I
hence
still
the
haven't gotten
candy.
my air fryer because it's got to
Mhm.
replace my toaster oven. It's got to be the kind of air fryer that's like
Yeah,
a toaster oven
right.
and air fryer. And I know they make them and I've seen them, but it's like this whole debate against like cost versus what I needed to do versus
Yes.
whatever, how much space it's going to take on my counter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have one. So when the Iowa people were so nice when I moved in, it was like, "Mike, do you have a list of things that you need?" And they were like, "No, really, please don't hold back. Give us a list of things that you need, or
Mm-hmm.
we'll hurt you." And so they got me everything on my list. And the air fryer, I just put air fryer. And the one they got me is the one you're describing.
Okay.
So I'll have to get a picture of it for you or send you the brand or
Yeah,
whatever it
did you?
is.
So I'm taking a picture of the screen here because I have a
Mhm.
recommendation for the Ninja XL 6-in-1 because it does everything.
Yeah. Is that the one Carrie has? The
I
Ninja
don't
thing?
know. So hers definitely is like the basket style.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been watching her make her ribeyes and stuff in there.
Right. Right.
It's definitely the basket style, which is great, but I can't have one of those and keep my toaster oven. So I need to 86 the
Ah,
toaster oven off my
right.
counter. And that's why I need the air fryer to also be my toaster oven.
Yeah.
Because
I
we
hear
use
you.
a lot. So I need to still have that.
Yeah.
So Matthew was giving us more information on this bacon thing.
Okay.
He says that he's eating about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds today and that he may need to adjust, but currently has a 6-hour eating window. So
Okay.
does eating bacon alone, like I don't know how many days you are into that, but does that make you feel satiated? Because I feel like I could eat 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds and maybe not even feel full. Just because bacon is delicious, but I can just, yeah, it's not like satiating to me in the way that a ribeye is, or a piece of picanha, which is my
Yeah.
absolute favorite.
Certainly the pork belly will fill you up because it's all mostly fat.
Yes, I would think that would be different because when
Yeah.
I put the bacon in the oven,
Uh-huh.
a lot of that fat, comes off.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but
And keep it for later to
I
cook in and all
do.
that stuff.
If you
Right.
watch any of
Right.
my cooking videos, you see my little bacon container on the counter.
Yeah, it's cute. I mean,
My bacon
you get it
fat.
off Amazon or something?
I did, yes.
Yeah, good.
I've linked it in several of my videos. If anyone wants that one, but
Oh,
it's great.
good, good.
It has a little filter in there too, so it like filters out the like little bits and things for you.
How
Um,
cool.
it's really great and it's
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, looks good
Yeah,
on the.
yes. So I'm thinking, I don't know, would 2 pounds of bacon fill you up or not? But you know what? It sure would be fun to try.
It sure would be fun to try. Maybe
Sure would
I'll
be fun
try
to
that.
try. Yeah.
Cook up 2
Yeah.
pounds of and see if I get full.
Yeah, you know. Can you get tired of bacon? That's a really good test.
You know what? I think this requires a scientific like experiment.
Yes.
Find out.
Yep.
Can
Time
you
for a
get tired
bacon
of
fast for views and for
Mhm.
science.
For science? Yes,
Yes.
all in the name of science.
Yep.
So Copper's Carnivore Kitchen says our Costco has it all the time. We were talking about pork. She's talking about pork belly,
Right.
which she's surprised about. So maybe if she's pleasantly surprised about that pork belly, maybe my Costco will have it too. So I'm gonna go check that out now that I have my gift card.
Yeah. I mean, at least take a look. I know you're going to be going straight to the meat section anyway, and that's where it is. So you'll see it.
Yeah, yeah,
If it's
I'm
there.
going straight to the meat section, and then
Yep.
I do want to check out. I've heard several people talking about the the different cheeses, the raw cheeses that
Right.
they have there. So I did want to give that a try.
Also near the meat department. So you're right in that area.
Meat
Yeah.
adjacent.
Meat adjacent.
Meat adjacent.
Yes,
Yes.
it's tangential to the meat.
So in my classroom, just you said that, and then so I have this whole wall that I call like memes, jokes, and math quotes, and there's all kinds of math memes and science memes. Like there's one that says, "I see you have graph paper. You must be plotting something." And the kids are like, "Those are great."
That's great. Nobody cares why you're by yourself, X, and nobody cares why.
Nobody cares why.
Nobody cares why.
They're just learning variables now. So we
Yeah.
worked on some algebra puzzles today with some variables. But yeah, so some of them they don't get until later. They're like, I don't get this joke. I'm like, hang in till unit 3.
Right. Yeah. So right now it's just a derivative of the joke.
That's right.
Something like that.
You're like a good straight man. You said that with just the total.
Thank you. Yes. Yep. Set them up. I'll knock them down.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Hi, Sharon. Nice to see you. She's here, but she's behind.
Oh,
Sharon,
well.
have you been doing so? Yeah, we're like way off topic by this point. But Sharon, the topic of this was we've been updating everyone on the push-up and squat challenge that Mike and I took on on October the 1st. So I'm curious to hear if you've been doing any kind of fitness challenge, or maybe you're doing squats and push-ups with us. If not, you can totally join us today. It's totally fine. It's October 11th, and just join us till the end of the month. But yeah, if anybody's story of Mike's life, he's always behind. He says, always behind. So anyway, just let us know in the chat. We have several people that have been either doing this along with us or have told us, what their exercise regime has been and so on.
Yeah.
So let us know.
So yeah, just for those who came in later, 100 squats a day, and then every other day push-ups. So however many you can get in, I guess. Mm-hmm. For me, that's turned out to be, I'll do 2 sets of 2 to failure. So this morning I did 10 because I couldn't do 11. And then a minute later I did 5 because I couldn't do 6. And then I guess 2 hours later I did 8 and 6. So.
And it's totally customizable because I'm not doing my push-ups the way Mike is. So I am doing push-ups to failure on my toes. I never thought I'd be doing push-ups on my toes. But today I did 6 because I couldn't do 7, just like Mike said. But then after that, I didn't do another set on my toes. I went to the wall, and then I did wall push-ups until my triceps hurt, which today was 25. Right. 25 wall push-ups.
And if Chuck Norris sees this and wants to join us, of course, he's not pushing himself up. He's pushing the earth down.
That's true. He's changing the orbit.
That's right. But that only applies to Chuck. So
Right. Therefore, the overall effect is negligible.
That's right. That's right. Yep. No doubt about it.
Yep.
So we got snow on top of the mountains today, like this morning, last night, and this morning. It's finally starting to clear. I can't tell. I have to look. I don't know if those are clouds or snow. Hang on, let me look.
I mean, it looks like snow, but like
yeah, that's snow. Yeah, that's snow right there. The snow level came down to about 6,500 is what they were predicting. I think it's a little lower than that. So, I mean, it's like 45 right now. It's gorgeous. I'm so
That's
pumped.
nice. I mean, yesterday here it was like 90, and then today all the kids were in shorts and t-shirts, but it was like 72
Yeah.
overnight a little bit, and it just cooled way down, and they're like, I'm cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so this is just the squatty part of the mountains. They get bigger as you go this way.
Okay.
And the foothills are 3 miles away. So the views here at my dad's place is just gorgeous. They have 5 acres um, and hoping to see a bear. I know they've got black bear. I've got 2 nephews that are homesteading up here, or my one nephew and his soon-to-be wife, I think. Anyway, they're homesteading up here,
Mhm.
and they've had black bear. In fact, Nick showed me a video yesterday of a black bear bathing in a pond that they have that didn't know that they were there until it finally got out and they made some noise so it would run away because they didn't want to startle it.
Mhm.
It's a baby black bear taking a bath in a pond.
Oh,
It's just a great area to be. Really wild out here.
so here's Sharon's. Sharon is now piping up here about sardines. So sardines are yummy, but there is definitely a limit on how many you can eat.
Yeah.
Sharon, my limit is one.
One bite.
I ate the whole thing.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Okay, so I ate a bite, and then I always try to give it a second chance. I ate a second bite,
Okay.
and then I had like a half a sardine, and then I
Yeah.
ate it because I didn't want to put it in my trash can and have it get stinky.
Yeah, but Pixel.
Pixel, she ate one. She was such a happy cat.
Yeah.
She ate one, and then the second one I gave her, I don't think I rinsed off because mine that I had were in olive oil.
Yeah.
And I don't think I rinsed off enough of that before, because the first one I rinsed it like really good, and then the second one I was in a hurry, and she was just like, I don't know what this is, but so she wasn't.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna get them next time. I'm gonna buy her some. She did like them.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get them in olive oil. Just get them in water if you can.
It was because when I bought it, it was way back in May, and I wasn't even carnivore yet. And those were the ones that at that time in May, Dr. Boz was recommending. So I got those exact ones. But yes, if I was buying them for Pixel, I certainly wouldn't get them in oil. And yeah, now that I'm carnivore, I would just get them in water for sure.
Yeah. Are you going to get the new Pixel 8?
The new Pixel 8, upgrade my cat to a Pixel 8.
No, your phone. So your phone can match your cat.
I know, my phone should match my cat. No, I've got the Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus.
Oh, nice.
I love it. I got it because I gave my son, because he didn't have a cell phone until he went to high school. I wouldn't let him have one. But now that he's in high school, he's in robotics club, you guys. He's in band. He's in FFA. So he's always all over the place on trips and doing stuff and practice. And he's got to get picked up and coordinate the schedules.
Yeah.
So we do have to communicate. So I did have to give him one. But so he got I think it was a Galaxy S20 that I had plus that I had. So he carried that from me.
Nice.
We got him a new battery because it was starting to not hold a charge, and all of that. So got him a new battery, and he's got that. And then I just got this one.
Okay.
I debated getting a Pixel just because I like the name, and it's always been, Samsung. And I just didn't do it this time. I thought I've just been happy, with my Samsung phones. So.
Yeah, there's no need. I just have a sickness. I have a phone sickness, so I'm really weighing heavily the i15 Pro Max or the Pixel 8 Pro, and I have not decided yet. But it doesn't matter because I can't afford it right now anyway. But once I figure it out, I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, let us know if you do a review, but you know me, if it's an iPhone, it's not going to happen. Anyone else out there want to chime in? I'm not an iPhone person.
This is my Pixel 7 Pro. My SIM card's not in it right now, but I use it to take pictures. But if you can see,
yes,
I cracked it.
Oh, okay. I can't see that it's cracked.
Yeah, it's right
there.
Oh,
I see, up in the corner.
Yeah, in the corner. And it's such a slippery phone. I had it in my back pocket, and I was sitting down. It slid out. Because I don't put a case on my phones, and I never have, and I've never cracked one until now. So maybe it's a lesson. And so I have the iPhone 13 mini is where my SIM card's in. So I'm just sick.
Yeah. I know you like all the phones.
Yeah. Well, and I'm on a Surface laptop two, I think it is 2 or 3 for my laptop, but then here's my iPad Air, and then
Yeah.
I have a Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 that's in there.
I think I bought one tablet, and I mean,
Yeah.
like, I did use it, but it's like, to me, the phones are so big now.
Yeah.
I kind of don't see the point, so I never bought
Yeah.
another one. But I did buy my lap. So I have a Lenovo, I think it's a C940, I want to say, Yoga, so it can flip around like the other way and it can act as a tablet. I bought it when we had to go to distance learning.
Oh
So
yeah.
the
Right.
school system gave us these Chromebooks that did not have, I mean, it didn't have enough for all the stuff I had to do as a teacher. So isn't
Right.
that sad that I had to put in like $1,200 of my own money in order to actually do? I mean, I could have used I could have used the Chromebook they provided, but you
Mhm.
could only run like a couple tabs at a time. And it
Right.
was because it just doesn't have the power to do
They
anything.
don't. Or the storage, usually everything's in the cloud.
Right. But then
They're
you're
good for what they are, but right.
right. And you're trying to run a Google slideshow, and then you're trying to run where you're
Mhm.
presenting. So you're showing like a video. There's a website called Edpuzzle where you can show them the video, and then they
Oh,
have to
cool.
answer these questions. So you're projecting that to them, and it just didn't have it. So
Didn't
yeah,
have the oomph.
no, not enough oomph to do
Not
it.
enough
So
oomph. Right.
so Sharon says she was doing planks, but I
Uh-huh.
think I might start doing squats and push-ups. Sharon,
Yay.
funny you should say that, because before Mike and I decided to do the squats and push-ups, I was supposed to be doing planks in October, but I
Mhm.
took a left turn and went with my friend Mike. I will tell
Yeah.
you, I did try a plank, and I can hold a plank on my elbows, the elbows, and then in that plank
Mhm.
position on the elbows. So not like
Yeah.
push position, but like, and I was able to hold it for 60 seconds.
Yes.
But that was the only time. I mean, I need to, practice more.
Yeah.
Sharon, can you give me some advice about that? So I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, because again, this is just from my friend. This isn't real research. I've heard that if you do a plank for 45 to 60 seconds, that's pretty much the max benefit that you're going to get. Like, you could
Hmm.
sit there maybe holding it longer, but it's not really doing you much good. It's better to do it for the 45 to 60 seconds and then take a break and then do another one.
That's interesting.
That's kind of what actually Carrie said
Okay.
about planks. And I'm like, I didn't Google it. I didn't ask
Yeah.
Bronson. I didn't.
So if Carrie, she researches stuff, man.
Yeah, she does.
She's in. Have you ever watched Warehouse 13 on the Sci-Fi Channel?
No.
I mean, she's always like she's going into old bookstores and she's finding books from the 60s to find out what they were talking about diet back then and
Oh, she
stuff.
had a great video on that. She was like, I can't
She
believe this book was
did.
written in the 60s, because it's dead on to like all the stuff we're talking about. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if Carrie said it and she said it with confidence, I believe her. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever done planks?
A long time ago, uh, I was thinking about adding them in, and I guess I still could because my friend actually has this machine that you put your cell phone into and
Okay.
you download the app and you like have to fly through these hoops on your plank while you're planking. And so it
Oh.
works your thing. So he was going to loan that to me and I forgot to take it with me when I left. And he was telling me that because it works your core, it helps you with your squats and it helps with your push-ups. So I don't know if I'm going to get that thing from him because he says he needs it next month, but planks probably would be a good thing to add in. So maybe I'll try that.
I might try that maybe on the day. So I am doing push-ups every day, but every other day it's only wall push-ups. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So the
Yeah.
push-ups, sometimes I get down on the floor and I'm like, I can't do it. Like, I'm on the floor in push-up position and I just cannot
Yeah.
do it. And I'm like, yeah. And I just decided I'm going to do a wall push-up day, because no matter what, I can bust out a few of those,
Yeah.
and so maybe on my wall push-up days.
Yeah. Do a plank or two for a minute each.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so David says he digs planks and he tries to do some planks a couple times a week. He cycles a lot and a strong core is key to long rides. I can imagine that it would be. I've never been a cyclist. David, give me some advice on those planks. So planks a couple times a week, like how many? Like 1 to how many seconds, or do you do 2 or 3? How long do you hold them? I just need some advice on that so I know, because I've said it so many times. I hear about something and I jump in before. That's why I sprinted every day for 30
Yep.
days instead of every other day and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
would have been better.
Sprints, and then I
Yeah.
just do it.
So like if you go cycling and then you go cycling again, that's recycling.
Good for the planet.
Good for the planet.
Good for you.
Amazing.
Good for everybody.
Yeah. And if you're tired and then you get tired again, you're
retired.
Thank you.
There's
a bunch of them.
Have you ever thought of this before? The word resign and resign are antonyms.
They're antonyms?
Resign from your job. You quit if you resign your contract.
And then you resign your contract to re-up your contract.
Your contract, you resign, but you didn't resign.
And they're spelled the same way.
And they're spelled the same way, and they're antonyms. You're welcome.
This is why people who don't speak English as their first language hate us.
Oh, correct.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, and I'm reminded of that during parent conferences when they come in. And so they're with their broken English, and I'm with my broken Spanish, and we're, if we can't get a translator that day, we try to communicate. Yeah.
On your phone, Google Translate.
Seriously,
it's brilliant.
It is, but sometimes it translates incorrectly. That's not perfect yet.
You do want to be careful about that.
You have to be very careful because you're communicating sensitive information about it.
Yes. and you're instructing or whatever. Right. Well, she told me to do that, and it's like, that's not what I said.
That's not what I said. That's what Google Translate thinks I said.
That could go horribly wrong.
So Sharon has a program. Is it an app, Sharon? She says she doesn't know about the plank timing, but her program says to do them for 60 seconds.
Okay.
And then, so then 60 seconds. Okay. So then, and that's what I was able to do. I was shaky, not going to lie. By 60 seconds, I'm shaken, but I did hold it there.
Shaken, but not stirred.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And then David says he can hold them for about a minute, and then he does a few reps. Okay.
Right, okay.
I think that's what I'm going to try because, that minute was challenging, but I'm like, if I waited, I think I could bust out another one or like another 45 seconds for sure.
This is really good advice. We're collaborating with the community.
Carnivore Help Desk. This is Christy.
Thank you so much for calling the Carnivore Help Desk. This is Mike in Western Montana. How may I help you?
That's right. We got to do a regular Carnivore Help Desk live stream.
We should. I have a video idea, but I don't know how to execute it. I want to do a pharmaceutical ad, except it's a carnivore ad. And then instead of the side effects, it would be the benefits.
The benefits.
And then
like the country song backwards.
Right. Yeah, the country song backwards thing.
Yes.
And so, it needs to be shot cinematically and slow, the slow motion, the girl playing with her kids or the cute girl swinging in slow motion at the golden hour. So we need stuff like that for the voiceover and
right.
And so I was thinking about maybe collaborating with other carnivores to shoot their piece and put it all together. It's still working in my head, but
so
that's
I will
one of my
help you
ideas.
with that if you let me know what I can do. And I think a good way to collaborate is to just make like a shared Google Drive.
Right.
And then everyone can just dump their footage in there, and then you could edit it together.
Yeah, that's what I do now when I send videos. It says the attachment's too big, and it sends it via Google Drive. And when you let them know, you just assign who can share the link or who can download it.
You can, so but you can even share the whole drive, so that like if I have access, if it's a shared drive with me and you and like 5 other carnivores that are all putting in, you would have access to everything in that drive, and you don't have to do the share settings or anything.
Right. We could even do that with a document, if we have little scripts we want to do. Because what I wanted from because I could do the voiceover part, but I would need some sort of actress or something. I think I could get that at church for the slow motion bit. But I want carnivores on saying, because how the pharmaceutical commercials are, is like, whatever the name of the drug is, side effectra cured my, my runny nose.
Right.
Get side effectra today. Side effectra changed my life. So I wanted, people to say.
Side effects may include death.
Yes.
Cancer.
it made my arm go numb,
Yeah.
but my nose isn't running.
Well,
So
my nose doesn't run
it's,
anymore.
it's changed my life. I can honestly say.
This is my friend Ellie at Nourishment Redacted. Hi, Ellie.
Hey,
We almost missed it, but we're having a great time. And since Mike's on screen, Ellie, we need you in the chat acting up because I need someone
that's
to put
right.
attention. If it isn't Mike, he has to be on his best behavior for the camera.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's difficult. But I still try to disrupt when I can. My cousin's here, so maybe he can do that.
Yeah, your cousin is on.
Yep,
You told
yep.
me about your cousin before. So,
Yep.
yes, that's awesome. So, Ellie, so I know, Ellie, that she has knee challenges. So she dislocated her knee.
Ooh.
There it is. There's your cousin, Tracy
Yep.
Franklin.
Yep.
So Ellie dislocated her knee. Sorry, Ellie. I would let her talk, but she can't. She has like 200 character, she's limited to 200 characters in the chat.
Right.
So a few months ago, she dislocated her knee. She hasn't really been able to do much, but she has started walking again recently, like outside, like going for walks with her kids. So that is awesome.
Ease into it. Be careful.
Yes, I know she's not doing squats. Like she shouldn't be doing squats. But Ellie, have you done any push-ups maybe with us this month, or
maybe?
Let us know. So Ellie, what we were doing was we were just telling everybody about our challenge that we did the 100 squats and the push-ups, and I'm not going to reiterate all of that again, but we updated everybody. Today was day 11. We've pretty much been fairly consistent, and we've noticed already some differences. Like I used to be able to be on October 1st, I could do 2 push-ups, and today I did 6.
That's amazing. That's great. That's really good. I have more confidence going up and down. I mean, just usual, whatever stuff, just my legs are coming back and it feels good. I'm really happy about that. Now, just a pro tip for Ellie. This is something I would put in chat if I was in the chat. So to prevent future knee dislocations, I would recommend maybe air tags. Like if you dislocate, never mind. To help you locate your knee.
Locate your knee.
Right. If you want any dislocation, you want to be able to find it quickly.
You want to find it. That's right.
Oh, that was so bad. That was terrible.
So bad.
That's it. I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Mike.
I'm slipping. So bad. And look at that.
Where was I? Oh, so David was complimenting Ellie on her last video. Then I almost, that was pretty bad. Sharon, you're not wrong. But I love Mike anyway. He's a good guy. There we go. So David says, oh, now I just hit the wrong one. Every time the chat jumps, you can't find the one you want. Yes. She's talking about the side effects, the best side effects, like the drug videos. The best ones are when the side effects are the very thing it's supposed to treat. Yes. Yes. Yep. It's supposed to be treating this, but it could make it worse.
It could make it worse. And a couple of people in the trial died, but that won't be you.
No, just take it. It's okay.
Yeah. It's fine. Fine. It'll be fine.
But Ellie has a new video out if you haven't seen it. So David is just letting her know that that he liked her last video. It's all about like DNA, her DNA, and like the different things that are in her DNA that give her like tendencies that could happen because she has the DNA that she has. So it was actually kind of interesting. I've never seen anyone go that deep into it. So yeah, that's on Ellie's channel, Nourishment Redacted. Absolutely.
Wow. So the DNA, how does that, what is it? What do you find out? And then what does it tell you? Does it kind of help you? Because, we're all N=1.
Yeah.
So does it help you with, figure out what you need to be doing for maximum?
It was telling her things like, I forget the exact things. I'm probably going to get them wrong. But it was telling her things like she would have a tendency to like overeat sugar, or she would not have a tendency to smoke marijuana. Like with the DNA that she has, that would be the tendency.
Really?
That she had. Yes. And it was detailed. Like I couldn't believe, I was kind of watching and listening this morning.
There's a smoking marijuana gene?
Yeah, apparently, because I remember that one because that's what I thought too. I was like, seriously? It's telling her she's unlikely to smoke pot with her DNA. And she's like, that's true. I'm not going to be smoking any pot. So I guess, so sorry, Ellie, if I'm doing a bad job probably, but go watch her video because that came out yesterday.
I will watch that video.
Yes, it was interesting. Now Ellie says to answer our question about the push-ups, Her husband wants her to start working out, and she should start doing crunches and push-ups, and she's a weak potato. Yeah, I was a weak potato too, Ellie, but I'm up to 6 push-ups.
I'm a weak potato too, but I'm getting stronger.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step.
Yes, 100%. Bye, David. David's leaving. But look, Ellie says this is some of the information she got. So I was probably, but yeah, it's unlikely she would smoke pot, but apparently she'd be a heavy drinker and a chain smoker.
Well, everybody's got to have something.
She has the tendency to do those things. And I think, did you used to smoke, Ellie? I think she might have used to. I can't remember. I've heard so many people's stories, all the things. And like, I used to smoke and now I don't. I know she doesn't now for sure. I don't know if she did.
Well, you know how these carnivore clubs are kind of carbs anonymous?
Oh, for sure. Everybody tells their things. Yeah.
Hey, the sun's coming out. Oh,
I see it. You're all lit up.
Yeah. So yeah, I was a heavy drinker and a chain smoker, and I smoked pot. So it's amazing I'm still alive.
So maybe you're related to Ellie. That's 2 out of 3. Maybe
2 out of 3. Right? I got all the genes.
Yeah, all the similar genes. Oh,
Yep.
You froze. Oh, there you go. You came back. You froze for just a second, but you're good.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Back. I'm
It's
having
warming up.
so I had that interview with the RV Carnivore, which was great. That turned out to be a great interview, but for like the first 10 minutes, his internet it kept freezing. He kept leaving. He kept coming back. And I was like, are we going to get this interview today? Like, what's happening?
I was going to bring him a wheelbarrow of internet, but he was in northern Georgia. So
he sure was in the mountains of Georgia. And it was touch and go there for a minute. I thought we were going to have to sign off and call it a day.
Yeah, he was great. And when I get home, I'm going to check into the exogenous ketones for my neuropathy and see if that's a thing. But yeah, it may have to wait a little bit. We'll see. But I am planning on following up on that.
Yeah. And I would keep me posted because I'm very interested in that.
Of course.
I'm interested in it for my mom too, because she's doing really great, but like with her memory, because she's, 71. Right. So sometimes like her short-term memory isn't what she wants it to be. And I gave her some MCT oil and she had all the bad effects. She was like, I can't do this. I keep like running to the bathroom. So I was like, maybe some exogenous ketones would kind of get her, it's just to get those extra ketones that hopefully to get that brain going. So
Dr. Boz talks about that MCT oil, and she says, if you're sensitive to it, start by licking the spoon and then slowly work your way up.
Well, these were Dr. Boz's MCT oil, but she has it in the pill form. But I think a dose is like 4 pills. I don't really remember what the dose is, but I gave my mom a bottle and she was doing just like 1 pill a day. And then she went to 1 every other day and she was still having the side. And she goes, I just can't do it. And I'm like, I get it. It's okay. Give them back. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So cool then find out how your mom does on the ketones too.
Yeah, I haven't mentioned it to her, but I don't think it has the same side effects. So I'm going to mention it to her and say, you won't have the running to the bathroom.
I don't think there are any side effects that I know of.
I've heard some people get like a jittery energy a little bit because it's all those ketones. Some people.
Okay. Well, if that happens, then if you're in a place where you can do this, go sprint.
Yeah, go sprint.
Go run 50 yards.
Go sprint. Yeah.
Right.
So Ellie says she had an old boyfriend who smoked pot and she did do that with him for a few months. She was very sad, but she did never smoke cigarettes and never had a bad habit with drinking. Okay.
That's good.
Thank you, Ellie, for clearing that up. I couldn't remember about the cigarettes.
We like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Yeah. Well, there's a Joan Jett album, Glorious Results from a Misspent Youth. I feel like she wrote that for me. So
that's awesome.
And God loves me. He saved me from myself so many times. So it's good stuff.
Okay. Well, I was reading David's. So he's being a moderator for another live feed. So he wanted to say why he was out. I know. So JT was asking for moderators. I don't know if you saw JT's live the other night, chatting with carnivores.
No.
Oh my gosh, there was all kinds of trolls in there. And he was like, I need a moderator. If anyone wants to moderate, let me know.
Well, that's how you know you've arrived, when the trolls and the bots show up.
Seriously. So, yep, that's true.
First world problems, but it's a sign of success. So
yeah, absolutely.
Pretty soon, when you get famous, You'll have to do subscriber only chats to keep the trolls out. And all those strategies.
All of that stuff. Well,
And
Ellie,
then I could say I've known you. Then I can say I remember you when.
I knew her when.
Yep, I knew her when.
I won't forget the little people. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Is that a short joke? Is that another short joke?
I don't even know how tall you are, but if you are short, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
yes, I meant it then. If that's
I'm 5'5", maybe.
So you're like my height. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm short for a dude.
I'm average for a chick.
Yeah. Average for a chick. Short for a dude.
Short for a dude.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
It's all good.
I've been short my whole life. It's great.
Ellie, were you on when Mike was talking about making a collaborating on a video of like a spoof on a drug video? You know, the drug videos, and it tells all the side effects and stuff of the drug, and it's like worse than the thing you were trying to cure, but like for carnivore.
But so it'll be a carnivore video.
It'll be a carnivore video, but like a drug commercial, but for carnivore. Like it would be hilarious. And we're like, let's all collaborate. Like it would be super fun.
Right. Because what I would like to get a bunch of carnivores do, thanks to carnivore, I reversed my psoriasis. Thanks to carnivore, my IBS is gone, and my kids love me again. And it's a bunch of those. And then the disclaimer would be slow motion, someone on a swing or whatever, something like that. And then it would be the
side effects, excess energy,
excess energy,
glowing skin.
You get your girlfriend back, your dog runs back home, your mama gets out of prison. So those are sprinkled in there too.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the idea.
If only I could play the guitar like my dad could, I would do the country.
Yeah. Right. Get some straw in your teeth and a nice hat.
Nice hat, and
and you could sing the lyrics.
I would totally sing the lyrics if somebody played guitar. We would do it. Ellie's bragging because she's 5'7". Okay, Ellie, we get it. She's got 2 inches on me. Good job. And Mike. And
good job. Yeah, it was funny when I played football. I'd get in the huddle and my helmet would come to everyone's shoulder pads, but
And Copper's Carnivore Kitchen is 5'10". So just get out of here.
Thank you. No, that's helpful.
That's awesome. I'm teasing.
Yeah. My grandma was from Sicily. She was 4'9". So I'm not saying that's in the genes, but yeah.
Hey. Well, Mike, we've been chatting for over an hour here.
Yes.
I think we covered it, but I would like to do this again.
Okay.
For sure at the end, like for sure on day 31.
Yeah.
Halloween. But on Halloween, we have a lioness that day because it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
we can do it day before, day after.
Yeah,
we'll work it out.
Like November 1st would make sense, but maybe one more time before that. But for sure at the end, just to give a final, hey, Scotty's here.
Hey, Scott. What's happening, brother?
There he is.
Welcome aboard.
Nice to see you on. We were just wrapping up here, but Scott, have you been doing any of our push-up and squat challenge this month? I don't know if he has or not. I've talked to him a little bit, like on his lives, but I haven't talked about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if someone should or could, I would think he used to be a bouncer. So the dude was buff.
Yeah.
He could crank out some push-ups. He could school us on proper form and stuff.
He's like, nope. Just nope. No.
Not yet. All right. Not yet.
It's okay, Scott. It's okay.
It's not required.
It's not required.
We did this willingly to ourselves.
We sure did.
Yep.
Yes, we did.
But it's good accountability, so I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it too. And honestly, this is something I didn't say yet. There's so many people that joined, like Anita and but like Rhonda from Carnivore Leo, she's going every other day. Good for her. She wants to rest her muscles in between. I'm like, there is no requirement to go every day. Just do some squats, push-ups for October. So, and there's a lady at my work, like in real life, not online. She's like, she feeds her dog and she goes, it takes me the time it takes for my dog to eat, I can do my 50 squats. So it's like in the morning, she feeds her dog, and while the dog eats, she does her 50 squats. And then she does her second 50 at dinner time. But this was hilarious because she did that for several days in a row. Then there was one day where she just wasn't like feeling it, but it was like dinner time. And so instead of staying out to do the squats, she walked in, like she was going to walk back in the house. And the dog like stopped eating, like looked up at her and was like, no.
Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Aren't you
What are you
supposed to
doing?
be with me? Don't you have something to do right now and it's not go inside? It was
That's awesome.
Hey, Baroness of Beef is here. And do you know why she's saying good morning, Mike?
Good morning, Baroness of Beef.
You know why?
Because she lives in Australia, New Zealand, the Philippines,
Australia, I believe. Correct me if
Japan,
I'm wrong, Baroness of Beef, but I'm pretty she's Australia.
Australian.
Yeah.
Good day. Bob's your uncle.
I'm not even gonna try. I will butcher that.
That's all I know.
I can't even do coffee talk, right? I can't even do
Yeah.
that. Much
Coffee
less
talk with Aaron.
that. All of our friends are popping in. Rhonda, I was just talking about you and how you're doing like the squats and stuff, but you're going every other day.
Was there another live that just got out or something?
It must be because everyone's like, oh, the Meeting Wellness and Mike TV are on. Let's go over.
Right.
You're about to sign off, and now all these friends are popping in.
See what they're talking. Let's.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to warn our affiliates downstream. We're going to go another hour.
Oh, no. Baroness of Beef. Yes, we're going to throw another shrimp on the Barbie. Wait, I missed it. I meant to click it. Where is it? Right here. There we go. Yes. Throw another shrimp. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. I was told by another Australian that they don't say that. They call shrimp prawns.
Okay.
So throw another prawn on the Barbie.
Maybe.
I guess.
We're going to ask her. Let us know.
Yep. Let us know. Yeah. So Sharon just said the same thing. Jinx, Sharon.
Yes. Thought it was prawns. Yes. So Ellie I just subscribed to Baroness of Beef too. The two of us are going to work out. She's going on, well, she says holiday. She says she's going on holiday, which is a very Australian way to say it. I said, have fun on your vacation. So I replied in the American.
Yeah. And they don't go to college. They go to university.
Right. But after her holiday, the two of us are going to collaborate in some kind of way. So I'm excited to meet her. Nice. And yes, she's never thrown a prawn on the barbecue.
But the comment before that is, yep, prawns.
Okay.
They are called prawns.
Prawns. Okay.
So the other Australian told me correctly.
Okay. Good to know.
Now, is Foster's Australian for beer? Or is that just marketing?
Is that just marketing here in America? The Baroness of Beef is going to bug out. She's going to be like, right. Get out of here with your Australian jokes and puns.
I know, but it's like before the internet maybe, but Americans thought that Crocodile Dundee was Australia. So that's where a lot of misconceptions come from, I think.
Okay, so the Baroness of Beef says that Foster's is basically gross. Eat just you. And that no one here drinks
No one there drinks Foster's.
So that is 100%. It sounds like American marketing.
American marketing. That's an old commercial, though. But yeah.
It is, but I remember it.
Toilet water.
Yes. And my friend Rhonda at Carnivore Leo I know sometimes we click at the same time, but Carnivore Leo just subscribed to your channel, Miss Baroness of Beef in Australia. So
I'll do the same when I get a chance here.
Yeah, she's great. She's into cosplay, which makes Ellie very happy because Ellie.
Really?
Yeah. So
like what kind? Like comic books and stuff, or?
So that I don't know because I've just seen I've looked at her channel and I've watched a couple of her shorts, but I know like in her description she even says like that's in her description, so that's like one of her things. So
when I was a TV reporter, I did a story on the Society for Creative Anachronisms, and it just stuck with me. And they dressed up in chainmail and medieval garb, and they would have swords that were made of foam, and they would fight. It was interesting.
That's
fun. Man, why not?
So the name of the additive to water that gives electrolytes, if you're talking about the brand, there's a few brands. I think the one that I mostly hear about is Element. It's LMNT. And they do have an unflavored one, which is just the plain electrolytes. Then they have flavored ones. I do still drink coffee, and I use the chocolate salt in my coffee. So there is a bit of stevia in there, but it is really good in coffee. If I don't have enough electrolytes, I was starting to get a little bit of like headaches and then leg cramps at night. So I do have to be careful, like too many and I'll start to swell, like I'll start to retain water, but like not enough and I'll start to cramp. But yes, Element chocolate salt, that's what I use. A lot of carnivores that have gotten rid of the stevia use the unflavored. There's also Redmond, the same company that makes the salt that everybody likes and uses or seems to like and use. It's called Redmond Relight. And so that one is really good. And I've tried that one as well, but they don't have a chocolate flavor. And then the other one is a Keto Chow makes one that Dr. Berry like had his hand in. It's like Keto Chow Daily Minerals. It has the electrolytes, but then it also has the minerals that are deficient or depleted from our soil. So if you feel like you're not getting those minerals because our soil has been so depleted, it has the electrolytes in there as well as like the extra minerals. So those are 3 that I can think of.
And he talks about how our ancestors used to drink out of streams and stuff. So there were more minerals that way, which makes sense. I was watching another channel. I can't remember the guy's name, but I quite like him. He was defending pork on this diet. And he was saying that pork has a lot of potassium, which I did not know that. So perhaps this bacon challenge might have something to it.
Okay.
And there's some other vitamins too. Yeah, I put up the Element Tea. That's Element because that's what I use.
Yeah.
And it does help. I will admit, I put chocolate in my coffee and it is so good. And I was worried that the stevia would give me cravings for the carby stuff, and it has not. It has not.
I am the same. So I do believe this is an N=1 situation. So for some people, I don't think she's in here now, but the carnivorous grandma, and I'm sorry if I'm talking out of turn, but I know she's gotten rid of all the sweet tastes because she felt like for her, it was an addiction. And that's great. More power to her. I hope she's very successful with that. And I'm not saying that I'm going to have chocolate element forever, but for right now, I do put that chocolate element in my coffee and I have 0 cravings. I used to have cravings before carnivore. Yeah, I for sure had cravings. I don't have any cravings now except for ribeye. Like, give me the ribeye. When I'm hungry, I want the ribeye. I want the picanha. But and then I have that, and then I don't want. So I don't feel either like having that little bit of stevia in that chocolate element. It's not affecting me. I'm not gaining weight. I'm not having inflammation. I'm not craving stuff.
Right.
So for right now, it seems to be fine for me.
My nephew was over last night and he was asking me, don't you get tired of steak? I'm like, no. Nope. No. I get tired of ground beef. Yes. Steak? No.
I don't think we talked about this. So did I tell you yet that I am also tired of ground beef right now?
Yeah, I haven't heard that, but I've heard the wall. You hit the ground beef wall.
The ground beef wall. I hit it hard. So I used to really like a good ground beef, like a beef, bacon, butter, and egg bowl. I even did a video on it, and I used to just love them. So now it's like I can still do like a hamburger patty, like a patty with like egg and stuff. I can do that. And I've just started making their like little beef. I don't know what to call them. I wanted to call them nests or cups. You like mold the beef. You put pork panko in with the beef and you mold the ground beef into like a muffin tin. And then you fill it with stuff. Like I say stuff because it's very customizable. So I just made some for my kids and I just put cheddar cheese in theirs because that's what they're going to like. In mine, I put bacon and an egg in the middle of that. So you bake them for like 20 minutes and then you add the filling, whatever that's going to be, bake them for another like 5 to 7 minutes. And then you got your filled up. I put some cream cheese and bacon. That one was really delicious. Cream cheese and bacon. That was a winner if you do dairy. I don't do dairy a lot, but I had some leftover cream cheese that was going to be out of date. And I was like, I'm going to put that in there. Ooh, that was a winner.
I haven't done cream cheese much. I need to try that.
Yeah. So I just with that in those little beef cups, I can do it like that. But like just the bowl of ground beef, I would just eat it like that. Ground beef and butter. I just can't do it right now. Not appealing. So Carnivore Scott says he uses cocoa butter in my coffee.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Where do you get that? Great.
That's a good idea.
And wonderful fat and stearic acid. Do you get that like on Amazon? Like where do you get that? I would love a recommendation.
That's a great idea. And you know, you've seen Scott talk about stearic acid and how to help the mitochondria and all his spiel on that. And one of the things he talks about is cocoa butter is high in that. I wonder, you know, if that sounds good in your coffee too. I don't know if there's I mean, some people really do try to avoid plants on this diet. Others don't need to as much or don't care as much. And I don't care what people eat, so I'm wondering if cocoa powder, cocoa butter, you know, that's a really good idea, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, thanks. Did somebody ask that?
Yeah. Yeah. The Bypass Carnivore was asking what your channel
Oh,
is.
oh, hi, Bypass Carnivore. I don't know if
Apparently
I've.
he's watching on my channel, I guess.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
I appreciate that so
Great.
much.
Great
Yeah,
idea. Christy cranks out videos like 2 a day sometimes,
sometimes.
plus the lives, plus
Yeah,
the shorts.
yeah. I yesterday I was like, well, I got an hour and a half till Lioness. I think I'll cook my. I tried a grass-fed ribeye that actually looked good. Like the grass-fed I've tried up to now has
Yeah.
just been too lean. But I got this grass-fed ribeye that had a ton of fat, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna cook this up in my cast iron, and I'm gonna make a video. And so I did that, and then
Yeah.
Lioness, and then I edited that video and posted it.
Yeah.
I'm having a blast. Like I'm probably not very good at it, but I'm having fun.
So you are good at it. You're actually getting better too.
Thank you.
And that's what reps will do. And then
Yeah.
the other thing, I just laughed because you talked about if it wasn't for Carnivore, you'd been too scared or shy to do this. And now it's the opposite. Now you have so much energy and you're not shy at all.
Yeah.
You're just putting it out there and you want to share and you're all excited. And
Yeah.
I
Can I
think it's
tell
cool.
you that in the private chat, Melissa told me a little while ago, slow down because people can't understand you when
Oh,
you start talking so fast. She's not wrong.
that's
I've been
funny.
told that I get excited and then I just go. So I'm sorry. I will try to breathe.
My apologies too if you tried to give me any pointers. I wasn't in the private chat. So.
Oh, Melissa's great with the pointers, and I appreciate all the pointers because it helps me get better. So, so earlier the Baroness of Beef said try taurine too, that it helps with electrolyte balance.
Okay.
I don't know if I've tried taurine unless.
What is taurine?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Unless maybe it's in those daily minerals. There might be.
Is that a car? It's like the Ford taurine.
Yes, the Ford.
Is it Chevy? Is it a Chevy taurine? I don't know.
No, I think it's a Ford taurine.
The Ford taurine, yes.
So unless there's taurine in those daily minerals, I have not done taurine. Now, if you've ever tried those daily minerals, they are nasty. But here's the trick: I put them in my bone broth. So if you get those daily minerals and put them in your bone broth, they don't have that nasty flavor, and they just make your bone broth delicious. And yes, Mike, that was a good one.
Okay. I mean, I had a friend who used to tell me they can't all be gems, but keep swinging. I'm like, okay.
It's a numbers game.
Thanks for encouraging me because you probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, right. It's a numbers game. I love it.
Don't encourage him.
You miss every shot you don't take.
That's right. So if anyone knows anything more about taurine or if you have the daily minerals, like I can't just leave. I mean, I could, but then my little square would be empty and Mike would be alone. So I will go check after this if there's taurine in those daily minerals for sure.
Right. And just reminds me, if you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of this live video thing. Anyway.
That's right. I can't do it.
It's true.
So Tracy Franklin would like to thank the Carnivore Help Desk.
You're welcome, sir. It's what we do.
Yes, Tracy.
Yep.
And then Ellie is a little bit more about her DNA experiment or, her results or whatever. So she learned from her DNA that she has higher amounts of potassium naturally in her blood. No wonder she's never had to use electrolytes.
Go figure.
I did hear her say she doesn't do electrolytes. And I was like, I don't know how, because I didn't for the first 3-4 weeks. And cramping in my calves and headaches. But she has that DNA that gives her that
natural potassium. It's
a
gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift. We're jealous. That's okay.
I have to supplement mine. Ellie's giving me the go-ahead. It's okay with her if I have my chocolate salt. And you too, Mike. You can have your chocolate salt. That's right. Life is too short.
As I like to say, life is too short, and so am I.
Yep.
Actually, I say life is short, and so am I. Not too short. Anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
I always say I'll be back shortly. In my case, how else? I'm going to go take a short nap. Anyway, I got a million of them.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yes. And thank you, Bypass, again for subbing. That's great. I'm looking for those subs, and I do enjoy it. I do try to interact with everybody who comments. That's like my favorite thing. when people comment and then they tell me like I did the, I'm doing
Yeah.
the push-ups, or you inspired me to get out and sprint. I had 2 people besides Rhonda at Carnivore Leo, because she was already sprinting. And we just need to kind of say, oh, someone else is sprinting and it isn't just me.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 people told me that they started sprinting because I was sprinting. Like,
That's awesome.
isn't that awesome? I mean,
Yes.
more power to them, and way to go. And I am not, I'm not trying to be a role model. I'm just trying to not be alone. So it's so cool when people like join, because then it just makes this super community.
It's like Charles Barkley. I'm not a role model, kids. but you're very persuasive, and I think it's your energy, because look at the people who've joined the fitness challenge in October. All of them are your friends. None of my friends have done it. So it's all you.
But I'm your friend. I joined you.
Right.
Because
there you go.
I joined you.
Okay.
Right?
All right. I'll take it.
I was like, I will do this fitness challenge because you are Mike and you're my friend and I want to support you. I joined you. I wasn't like, I'm doing squats and push-ups, join me. That's not how that went down.
Yeah, we collaborated.
We did.
We talked it through. It's a good point. Good point. I was laughing because Bypass Carnivore was wondering, like, where are all these other comments that I can't see coming from?
Oh,
so he jumped over to your channel, and now he can see everyone else.
There you go.
And then you and I, because we're in here, we can see all the comments.
Yes. So if you usually when I do a live, if it's like a couple people that I know, I'll have them both open. Like I'll have 2 tabs and just mute one of them, and then I can kind of see everything.
That's good.
Plus, I think it might be supporting both channels because it's playing on both channels. I think
that's right. Yeah, I think you're right about that.
I try to help everybody and like watch everybody's stuff and do what I can there. Yeah. So Ellie, are you asking Mike and I the best way to reach us, email or Instagram? So you can email me. It's just like meetingwellness@gmail.com. I am on Instagram as well at Meeting Wellness. So you can message me there, as you very well know, because we message multiple times a day through Instagram. But anybody else that doesn't know that, yes, I'm on Instagram at Meeting Wellness, and then Gmail at it's meetingwellness@gmail.com.
And I would give the same answer, except replace Meeting Wellness with Mike Shaw TV. And right. And if you want to know my crazy conspiracy theories, politics, that's on Twitter, also known as X. The Instagram is where I share my pretty pictures, because someday when I grow up, I want to be an amateur photographer. And then you could probably find me on Facebook at Mike Shaw TV too, I think. And certainly here on YouTube. So yeah, everywhere I try to be at Mike Shaw TV. Yeah,
I'm not on Facebook at Meeting Wellness yet. I haven't done that yet. I'm just trying to learn Instagram. Like that is no joke. Instagram, it's not like it's hard, but there's too many things. There's so many things.
Yeah.
It's too many things, but I'm working on it.
I ignored Instagram for months. And then Carnivore Trucker's like, hey man, I sent you a message on Instagram.
Yep.
And I went and looked. It was like 3 weeks ago. I was like, I'm so sorry, dude.
Yes.
Yep.
So Tracy, your cousin, that's your cousin, right?
Yep.
He's asking, good grass-fed beef here runs about $10 a pound. That's less than what I pay. It's about, is this about what you guys are paying? I think the one that I did my video on, I said 2 prices, but the first one that I said was accurate. I think it was like $12.29. And then I think later I said $12.95. I knew it was 12. I couldn't. But the first one that was $12.29, I was looking at the package when I said it, and that's at Aldi, and that's really hit or miss. If you're gonna find the fatty ones or not. But I know my family and I are gonna share a cow, but I don't know when that's gonna. Like, I just gotta do it. I have to take charge of that and just be like, on this day we're going to the ranch and we're buying our cow, because it's just kind of like this idea that we're going to do it, but nobody's doing it.
Just the way you said it. It sounded like a pride of lions just took down a cow and was like, we're going to share this cow.
We're going to share this cow and we're going to do it right now. And I'm just going to drag my brother by one arm and my mom by the other arm and pull him over there and do it. I think it ends up to be, I don't know if this is right, about $8 a pound. But then you're paying $8 a pound for ribeye. You're paying $8 a pound for ground beef. Right. And it's grass-fed, grass-finished. They also do grass-fed, grain-finished, which I am not against, but my brother is he wants grass-fed, grass-finished.
Right. So I don't have a lot of experience with, I mean, just regular grocery stores. Grass-fed steaks are through the roof. You know, you're paying
Mhm.
18, $20 a pound, probably what I've seen anyway. But you can get grass-fed beef at Costco. There are 3 packs of a pound and a quarter each, so it's 4 pounds for
Okay.
$20,
Okay. And
and
is
they're
that ground beef?
grass-fed. Yeah, it's ground beef. It's
Ground beef.
85.15, I believe.
Yeah.
So
See, I
that's the best
ate
deal I've seen on grass-fed ground beef is at
yeah,
Costco. Right.
yeah. But I'm just not really down with the ground beef right now. With those
Right.
exceptions, like the beef patties, like I said, I can still do, and the little beef cups that I make because you can fill it with
Mhm.
stuff like eggs and bacon. That makes it, I can do that.
Right.
But yeah, the steaks I got were ribeyes, grass-fed boneless ribeyes, and they were just about a little over $12 a pound. But it was really good. The one that I got happened to be a nice fatty one. It was good.
Yeah, those are great. Yeah, the one you cooked up looked delicious. It's funny on camera, you couldn't tell they were half pound each. They looked bigger than that
Yeah,
on
and like
camera.
it was thinner, so it was like a
Yeah.
2 pack. It came in a 2 pack, like all put
Uh-huh.
together, and I just opened both of them because I'm like, if I eat both of these, it's a little bit over a
Yeah.
pound. But
That's
they're
usually how I find my chuck eye. And so my chuck eyes usually it's gone up. It used to be $8 a pound or less.
yeah,
Now it's like 11.
yeah.
Excuse me.
I
Yeah.
again, that's something in California that they don't just have. So
Uh,
I've seen people do shorts or videos where they're in the grocery store with their, filming, and there's like just chuck eye just out.
mhm.
That's not a thing. So I'm gonna have to go and see if I can ask for it because that's something I do want to try.
It's
Everybody
hard to
raves.
find. It's hard to find. You have to be the first one at the store waiting when they
Okay.
open,
Okay.
pretty
Okay.
much because
All right.
it goes so fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well,
Kind of
I'm
like
gonna.
the concert days when you spent the night so you can be in the front row to watch Ted Nugent. I mean, if you're my generation.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Right. No.
Sorry.
Right. Sorry. Your lips are moving, but the words don't make
The
sense.
words are not making sense.
They're
You might
not.
as well be speaking Greek. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
So Ellie wants to know if that's your real background or a green screen. I think she might have left, but just in case if she came back on or somebody else is on.
So let me take you on a tour. This is my folks' house. There's my VW. And these are the mountains
So amazing.
of Montana. So if
So
that was a green screen, could I have done that?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
I'm not a tech wizard, but I'm going to guess no.
And I'm not a wizard.
I'm not a wizard of any kind, magical or otherwise.
I like tech.
Yeah, Ellie is here. She says she loves it. So beautiful. The dream.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. My grandfather used to live in Montana, but by the time I came along, he didn't live there anymore. So
Yeah. I'm here for a week visiting the folks, and then
Yeah.
it's back to Iowa.
So are you coming back Saturday, or like is it Sunday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday?
Yeah, I'm leaving Sunday after church again. So
Oh, okay. That's what I
yeah.
was wondering. Okay.
And
cool.
so I'll get back Monday night. It's
Cool.
a 18-hour drive.
That's a lot of driving. I know.
So
We drove from California to Colorado last summer, my son and I. We took turns. It was just the two of us. That's
Yeah.
halfway across. Thank you for those of you that are counting. And so like, what was that? 1,500 miles or something.
Yeah.
And at that time, he had his driving permit, and he needed to get his hours, so that he could get his driver's license.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so I drove some. He drove some. He drove that stretch of 15 out towards Las Vegas.
Yeah, right.
All of that. So yeah, that was
That's-
we had a fun time. That was a fun trip.
Yep. Yeah, when I came up last June for Father's Day week, and I drove from Lubbock here. It's 1,500 miles, and
Wow.
I did something really dumb. I drove back straight through, 22 hours straight through driving back. It was really dumb. It was not safe. I was like, really fighting it by the time I got home, but I made it. There you go, Ord and Janet. Hugs all around.
Who are Ord and Janet? Oh, your parents? Is that your
Yep.
parents' names? Hi, Ord
Yep.
and Janet. If you're watching on the TV,
They might be.
they might be. You said they might be.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to see if there's any comment. I mean, I'm way down on the comments.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I've got to go pretty soon only because
I
my
know.
battery's fixing to die.
Yeah, yeah, that'll happen.
It's a laptop, you know, I don't have a plug-in out here, so.
Yeah, for sure. I know when
Yeah.
if my laptop isn't plugged in, if I'm streaming, like I do notice the battery just,
I could switch to my iPad though, so, but we're fine. We're fine.
So, your cousin says, thanks again, help desk.
You're welcome. It's what we do.
Oh, Rhonda, thank you. Beef and eggs are high in taurine.
Ah,
So guess what I eat every day?
beef,
Beef and
eggs.
eggs. Yeah. How did you know? How did he know?
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I ate four hard-boiled eggs at lunch. I was hungry. Like I said, I usually eat 2 or 3. I ate 4 today.
Yeah.
Because I'm just getting hungrier with my exercise. And then for dinner, I had 3 of those, like the ground beef cups, but 2 of them had an egg in it. So I had ground beef, and then I had so that was like 2 more eggs, and then some bacon and like that in there too.
Yeah. And it was cool because on the way here, I told you I made a stop, and my ex-wife's sister, who's a friend of mine, she gave me a dozen eggs from her chickens. And I had 2 of those today. Those yolks were huge. Just these giant yolks. I was like, oh, this has to be so good for you. So full of taurine. I feel strong.
So do you feel like your immune health and nervous system function have been supported? Because Copper's Carnivore Kitchen says that taurine is an amino acid that should be doing those things.
Wow. Well, I'm thankfully hasn't been tested, but I'm hopeful that that is the case.
Yeah.
I've certainly heard from a lot of carnivores who don't get sick or don't get sick very often. So
I haven't been sick. Now, I think part of it is carnivore. I certainly haven't been sick since carnivore. But I will tell you, we teachers, because we hang around the germs all the time, we just don't get sick. The first 5 years in the classroom, you get sick every other day.
Right.
And after that,
your immunity is buff.
Through the roof. Yeah, buff is, no lie. But yeah, I know the carnivore is making it even better. I mean, there's kids just coughing all over you. And I mean, just they don't cover whatever,
Yeah.
Kids with fevers. Next thing you know, oh, they're puking in your classroom. You've been exposed to all that stuff, and you just don't get it.
Well, I grew up in the 70s. And so when you're growing up in the 70s, instead of having 72 vaccinations before you go to school, you had 3.
Right.
And then we basically, you were in or out of the house, and when you were out, you don't come home. We didn't want to come home till the street lights came on.
Seriously.
We're riding our,
yell at me. If I say too many times, get out. Get out or stay in, but stop it.
We're riding our Schwinn bicycles with the banana seats, building ramps.
And the streamers.
Jumping over each other, or putting the putting the cards in the spokes to make it sound like an engine.
Yep.
Climbing
when I was a kid, so I'm not I was born in the 70s, but I consider myself an 80s kid because I was born in 75. So the 80s are where I can start remembering. Okay. So we lived a few houses down from a high school. And in the 80s, the schools weren't locked up like they are now. So there was a big parking lot with speed bumps. So we would ride our bikes over there and jump off of the speed bumps. Yeah, all day long.
Yes.
All day long.
All day long, and you scraped up your knees.
No helmet.
No.
Helmet? What's that?
No helmet. And we ate dirt, not on purpose usually, but
Probably ate some, and then drank out of the hose to wash it down.
Drank out of the hose.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
ran the sprinklers.
Right. So our immune system buff.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the way we grew up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think it made a difference.
I think so.
Yeah. So Bypass Carnivore says that they're going to look into taurine because they don't know anything about it. Copper's Carnivore Kitchen has given us a few tidbits here. Here's one. Most of the time your body produces enough taurine on its own, but supplements can also help you meet your taurine needs.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that's,
the Ford Taurine, does it have a turbo? Is it a V8?
Is it a V? Probably not. It's
have a need for speed.
Yeah. I think for that, you might need the Mustang. Does that Mustang have a V8? I don't know.
I had a 71 Mustang, and it was fast.
Nice.
So, yes. But I got a couple tickets, so I quit doing that.
Stop it.
Made by Volkswagen. Yes, the Volkswagen Touring. I know. It's a funny story about my Beetle. last year I posted a picture of the Beetle with the mountains behind it, put on Facebook, and one of my high school friends put, "Is that your girlfriend's car?" So ever since then, that's my chick car that I have. It's pretty funny.
So Ellie, I hate to, yeah, this is such a bummer. So I'm Gen X. Mike, you're a boomer?
I'm a boomer, barely boomer. Yep.
Barely a boomer. Yeah, barely a boomer. That's right. And I'm
Yep.
I'm firmly Gen X, but my friend Ellie is Gen Y. And she's not lying. So Gen Y is like the first generation. Look at what she says, that we lived life as kids, but she was always on her computer chatting with my friends on AOL and Instant Messenger. Yeah.
Remember AIM? No, on AIM, AOL AIM.
AIM.
Those were the early days.
Very early days, but like they had those things. Like, what's a computer? We didn't have a computer in my house. We had one in my 5th grade classroom. One. Yeah. We played Oregon Trail. Anybody out there with me on the Oregon Trail?
Well, poor Jimmy keeps dying of dysentery.
Dysentery every other day, but that thing was great. And you were hunting those deer, and oh yeah, you'd beg the teacher to play Oregon Trail on the one computer that was. You probably know what kind it was, an Apple IIe probably, or something like that.
Something, I don't know.
C, I don't know, something like that, E or C, I don't know.
My dad's friend had a TRS 80 or Trash 80 Radio Shack, and I took a class in programming in BASIC in high school. And back then we had a teletype in the closet that had to phone into a mainframe 10 miles away. Is the only way we could run our programs. So we had to write them out. But one time I was at my dad's friend's house for the weekend, and I spent the whole weekend typing in a football program in BASIC and then debugging it, and finally got it to run. So yeah, love computers. I had a website before the World Wide Web. Right when the World Wide Web started, I had MikeShaw.com.
That's awesome. Yes. Seriously? Back when it was like the modem, like the sound of like, what was that sound?
Yeah. When you're you'd get a phone call and it would knock you off the internet.
Yes, it would knock you offline. Yes. So Sharon, I was literally, okay, not literally because it was in my brain, but in my brain, my inner Christy was laughing out loud. My high school had a computer room, but no computers.
Right. And like, I think Tracy's still in here. So I think Tracy's still in here. Tracy was more advanced than me. He had a bulletin board that he ran, back in the Prodigy AOL days. But he ran his own server that people would dial into and trade files and stuff. And Tracy's a couple years older than I am, definitely a boomer. And he's my geek that I went to when I got Doom and couldn't run it on my 486DX with 256 megabyte hard drive. Mm-hmm. He taught me how to edit my config sys and autoexec bat to get my put my memory in high memory to free up the memory to run Doom, which then I let my 4-year-old son play because I was a bad dad.
So yeah, you're speaking gibberish again. I'm sorry. Yeah, config sys. I don't know what you're talking about. I remembered what you said though. Config sys.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. But I do remember that we had one of those printers with like, the sides that you had to tear off that were like separated sides with the little holes.
Yeah.
And you would feed through like that, and then you had to tear them off. I remember tearing those off of my homework.
The dot matrix printers.
Dot matrix, thank you. Yes, a dot matrix printer. We had one. Yes. And the computer we had to go with it. I don't know the fancy words, Mike. But the computer we had to go with it only had about 4 colors. It was like white and green and you know what I mean? Blue and red, I think. That was it, all the colors.
Yep.
We had one of those.
Funny. Yep.
And there was games. It was like an Olympic game and you could like do diving, I remember. But it was like the big floppy disk, like this big.
Yes.
Big one, and then like 4 colors. But you could
you backed up on a cassette tape, a little cassette tape.
Yeah. Yep. So that's what we had when I was in high school. I was in high school. Like, wasn't that fun? We certainly weren't chatting with our friends. There's no internet. So
there's Becky. Becky helped her kids with a web-based newsletter. That's not in the 90s. So that was early days.
Dude.
That's before broadband was really catching on.
So in 1997 was the year I graduated college. Okay. And when I was at college, so I went to college from 93 to 97. And you could use the internet for like research papers, but that could not be all your sources. So they'd be like, if you were going to use the internet, it was like, let's say you needed 4 sources, internet, and the other 2 better be from the library, like from a real book, because the internet's not real.
Yep. That's pretty funny.
That was a real thing when I was in college.
Yes. That's good. Yep. Yeah, I was on the debate squad, so we spent a lot of time in the library, in the periodic table. I mean, not periodic table, the periodic cards, looking up magazine articles for, and then writing them by hand on 3x5 cards for our card file for
Mm,
when we would go to speech tournaments and do our debates. So, yeah. Sorry,
yep,
kids.
yep.
Those are my walking to school uphill both ways in the snow stories.
Seriously.
Having to use the library.
So for me, Ellie, it wasn't my mom, and it wasn't because I was on the computer too long. But my dad would get mad at me if I was on the phone too long.
Yeah.
Because there was one line. Nobody had cell phones. There was one line for the whole house. And I'd come home from school and I'd get right on the phone with my friends.
Yeah.
And he would be like, "Get off that phone. You've been with them at school all day. What could you possibly have to say to them? Get off."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That was our generation. You had one phone line for, and so if someone wanted to use the phone, you had to get off the phone.
Yep.
And depending on the pecking order, of course.
Sharon says her college professors wouldn't accept paper printed with a dot matrix printer. Why? That's funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is funny.
when I was in college, those really weren't a thing anymore, so I don't know about that, but I wonder why.
Well, once they came out with the laser printer, maybe that's why, because they were so much neater.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, dot matrix were, I mean, that's what we had at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
They were clumsy. It got better.
Sure
Tracy says, "I feel so old." Yes,
Don't
sir, brother.
Don't we all sometimes?
Yeah, no doubt. That's funny.
I have to tell my students things like they're just like, I'm like, okay, so like, because they ask me questions. I can't think of an example, but they're like, when you were little and they asked me things that are way off base. I'm like, no, that was like, do you remember black and white TV? I'm like, okay, like I know what it was, but when I was around, we had color TV. Like my mom remembers black and white TV.
Right. But our TVs were this wide. I mean, they were
right. Oh, and this deep.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I meant. They were,
yeah.
Deep. You couldn't hang them on the wall.
I remember rabbit ears, I remember rabbit ears and like no cable because we couldn't afford cable.
Yeah. Yes, that was my dad's remote control.
I was my dad's remote control too.
Exactly.
Yeah, you change the channel.
Right,
and you know what? I wasn't in control of what we were watching. If my dad was watching the news, guess what I was watching? The news.
I'm trying to let that.
Look how beautiful that is.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if it'll get the exposure right, and I'm trying to get it straight. It looks better in person.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I could never get those. Like I take pictures of my sunrises when I was sprinting. It would never. Yeah. You're like, what are you talking about? But no, it was beautiful in person. I promise.
Yeah. Let me see. I didn't get a very good rainbow shot on this phone, and my other phone's somewhere else. Let me see.
So somebody, where is it? There's Tracy remembers the black and white television watching the moon landing.
Whoa.
That is cool.
That is cool. I was kindergarten.
Was it kindergarten?
I was kindergarten or first grade. It was 69.
Yeah.
So probably first grade, because I was born in 63. I would have been 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so probably first grade.
You remember? Like, can you remember that as being a big
deal?
deal?
I remember us talking about it.
Okay.
But I think I have it mixed up with one of the other Apollo missions because one of the early Apollo missions, they had the lunar module was called Snoopy, I think, and they were using Peanuts characters. And I don't think that was Apollo 11. So I might, they're kind of mixed up in my memories maybe, but I do remember it a little bit. Yes. And my dad used to wake me up for all the Saturn V launches. So I watched all those growing up. My battery's running low, it says, but if you lose me, I'll just come back in on the iPad.
All right. Yeah. My elementary school experience, unfortunately, was in 5th grade was the Challenger explosion.
Yeah.
So I remember being at school and it was like, they stopped everything. The 5th graders got pulled out of class. I don't know why, but I mean, I don't know why the adults chose to do this, but they pulled us out of class and put us all in a room, like with a TV. And we were like watching footage of it, like when it happened. And everybody was crying. And it was like, that's sad.
That is sad. I watched that happen. I was before work or something. And it was the day before my birthday. It was the 29th of January. And when it exploded, we were all shocked. And so I was doing radio at the time. I was a top 40 station, and I talked to our news director, and he talked to some other people, and I ended up being one of the people who gave a speech at the county courthouse at the memorial a couple days later. kind of representing the younger generation because I forgot how old I was, 23, 22, 22 maybe. Anyway, yeah, that was now. And then when and I can't remember what was it, the Columbia that burned up over Texas?
Yes, I remember
Yeah,
that one too. That one was on upon reentry.
on reentry, right?
Instead of on takeoff. So yeah, we
Right.
were actually in Florida like right after that and visited
Hmm.
there, and they had the whole memorial and all of that.
Right. And part of my speech was, this is part of exploring space. This is when you push the envelope, and and we're not going to stop. So, and
Yeah,
we remember them
yeah.
and honor them, but it's part of the process, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, so yeah, so we can all kind of remember where we were. So Becky was had
Mhm.
just gotten back from her aerobic dance class when
Right.
Challenger happened. So yeah, and then Ellie, just because she's younger, so her comparable event to that would be like during 9/11.
Yep.
I remember that. I did a little short on that on 9/11 because I was like a second year teacher.
Oh, wow.
At the time that it happened, I'm like, well, are we under attack? Like, do we go to work? Like, is the whole country on? Like, what's going on? And then we got the word that yes, school is going to be open and you have to come in. And then your thoughts go to like, well, the kids are going to be scared. Nobody know. Like, I'm scared. The kids
Yeah,
are going to. So that was a day.
that was a day.
Ah.
I was doing weather then, and I was waiting. I did the weather cut-ins during the CBS coverage. And so I was waiting for my last weather break. Whenever CBS goes, that's your national weather. Now here's what's happening in your neck of the woods, or whatever they say. And
Yeah.
then your local guy comes on. So I was waiting
Yeah.
for my last one, and they interrupted with the towers on fire. And then when the second one hit, we all knew what was going on, and
Yeah.
we didn't have a newscast for 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
And the newsroom was getting tons of calls from churches, having prayer services, noon tonight, blah, blah, blah. And
Mm-hmm.
so, on the bottom of the screen, and you can do it in StreamYard now, but how you do the weather warnings on the bottom of the screen. So we had one person in each studio because we were 2 stations.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would update the website, and then they would hit refresh on the website and add it to the crawl at the bottom so we could let everyone know where the prayer meetings were that
Mm-hmm.
day and that night while
Wow.
they watched CBS's coverage of 9/11. It was quite the day,
Man.
quite the week.
Well, Susan says that she says hi, Mike, and she watched the moon landing on a color TV, but it was in black and white. So I guess they broadcast it in black and white.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it is funny. I always rail on NASA about that. So until recently, someone will do an interview with astronauts like in the space station, and their audio is always terrible. And I'm like, our audio on our TV comes from satellites in space. Why don't they have good audio?
Yes. I don't know.
I don't know.
Carnivore Help Desk. Oh, sorry. The Carnivore Help Desk can't help with that. NASA?
No, not our department. Sorry. Let me transfer your call. Let me redirect you to the right person on that.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Rhonda says she was at Travis Air Force Base.
Ooh.
When Challenger happened.
Yeah.
Ellie's making jokes about the moon landing conspiracy.
She should. She should. I think it's funny. Oh, is that in the private chat? Let me look.
Oh, no. It's Ellie put, she said, it's because the moon landing was fake.
Oh, it's fake, fake. And the earth is flat. Did you know that?
Hey, we're starting to lose your
now
audio.
Your battery is very.
There we go. Yep, battery's dead. There goes Mike with his battery. He said he would hop back on with his iPad. So in the meantime, Tracy is asking if we have a Discord, and no, I do not, Tracy. So my sons are both very proficient with the Discord. That is just not something that I have gotten into. I'm not going to say never, but right now I'm just trying to get used to Instagram. I'm not sure if I'll tell me what would be the benefit, Tracy. What would be the benefit for having a Discord? And maybe then I might consider it. I don't know anything. I just know my kids are on it and they use it to communicate with their friends, and they use it like if they're online gaming, and that's it. That's all I really know about that. So let me know. So Sharon said, I'm not sure which thing, Sharon, but one of those important events we were talking, historical events we were talking about, was her 40th birthday. And Becky, I'm with you about the President Bush's face when he was visiting that classroom full of kids, for sure, for sure. There's Mike, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna add him back to the stage. There's Mike.
Hey, I'm on the iPad.
He's on the iPad.
I don't know where to look. Oh, there it is. Okay.
There you go. You're good now. Yeah.
All right, what did I miss?
Well, Tracy was asking if we have Discord, and my answer was no. I barely know what it is. I know my sons use it for like communicating with their friends on chats, and also for like online gaming, something to do with that, and that's about it.
That is a great question, Tracy. I do. I haven't opened it in forever. But in fact, I follow you on my Discord. I just haven't been on a long time, and I have never created my own rooms or anything, but you're right. It's a great idea. So for a while, I was part of the Ecamm Live community. So if you have a Mac, it's a really good solution to go live, and it's quite the robust software. And I have it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it because StreamYard. Anyway, there's reasons. But they had a person who was an expert in Discord in their Discord, and it's really amazing the things you can do with Discord. So that's another great way. Discord is for the cool kids. That is my son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, how you doing, man? Yeah, this is cool.
Cool kids, then. If you're Mike's son, you're one of the cool kids.
Oh,
for sure.
He is the cool kid.
Is he the one that wants you to stay alive? You were talking about earlier.
Yeah. I told him that you texted me, Michael, about my push-ups. So I got him done today. So yeah, he's happy that I'm trying to at least get better, to do better. So yeah, good to see you, Michael. Thanks for popping in, man. So awesome. Yeah, Discord is great, and I think it would be a wonderful way for people on YouTube to grow a community. You guys aren't wrong.
So then lady, and is it Fritzader? Sorry if I mispronounced that, but says Discord is into censoring some things, and some people
really?
use Mighty Networks instead, and it's more private. I know there are some people like Two Crazy Ketos. I think I want to say in fact, they do. Two Crazy Ketos use Mighty Networks.
I haven't heard Discord. Is Discord gone? Do I say the word?
I don't know, but
yeah.
I'm just reading what she said. Like I said, I've never been on it. I just know my kids use it. So I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But Two Crazy Ketos use Mighty Networks, and I think a few other people have gone that route as well.
Right.
But I haven't looked into it. But it's like a whole private community, almost like Facebook, but it's a lot more private.
Right.
Yep.
So I decided to take a walk with my iPad. So
nice.
Yeah, it's just cloudy. There's snow above those clouds.
Yeah, so Tracy says that he's never heard of Mighty Networks, and we'll check it out. So I don't know if the only way I've done it is because to check it out, I joined Two Crazy Ketos Mighty Networks. And then when you go in there, and it's free. I mean, there's paid levels too, but like you can join for free. And then you can pay the different levels if you want to do that. I joined the free one, and it allows you can message people. And then they put out like different questions, and then people will answer them. And I'm not sure what else you can do in there, but it's kind of like there's a feed in there. And I know there's a message feature, and then, people are just like chat, but I've just been in a couple times just to see.
Definitely worth checking into, because I'm anti-censorship, and if there's a thing going on, I want to find out about it and do the right thing. So whatever that is.
So Becky says that 2KK, which that's Two Crazy Ketos, and then Steak and Butter Gang. Okay, I didn't know Steak and Butter Gang was also Mighty Networks. Good to know. I might join theirs as well, because I do really like Bella.
Yeah, right. All right. So I'm setting my thing back up here. Hang on.
And I missed this one. Susan says Dr. Barry uses Mighty Networks. I did not know that. I didn't know that he had switched over to Mighty Networks. So, but then on Mighty Networks, do you have to join everybody's Mighty Network individually? Like I joined 2KK Mighty Network, and then I just see stuff in there. So then I would have to like join Dr. Barry's and then join Steak and Butter Gang like separately, right? That's different from like, let's say Facebook, where you're just on Facebook and it's just kind of all like you can follow people, but it's just all in one. Right?
That's crazy. I don't know.
I don't know. And Tracy says you're forever the weatherman.
That's true. You're not wrong.
Yes. And Ellie says that mountain, and she's in Florida and she's so used to flatlands.
Yes.
She wants to be in a place with 4 seasons.
I think the highest elevation in Florida is 600 feet, if I'm not mistaken. So
Something
it's something like that. Yes.
Sure. Where I live, we have all different terrain. Like I can be at the beach in an hour and I can be skiing in an hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it was like growing up in Oregon too. We were an hour from Mount Hood and an hour from Cannon Beach. Yep. That's good. It's nice.
Desert, like a couple hours away. So my brother's like into trophy trucks and he does all that desert kind of stuff. And so he'll take his RV out there and camp, and you can be out there in a couple of hours too.
Yeah. I just saw Becky here about checking out her rain short from yesterday. So make me feel like I'm back in Oregon. It's been raining, chilly rain here the last day and a half. It has reminded me of home. I love that.
Yeah, I'll check it out, Becky. She did say she has a rain short from yesterday. It doesn't rain here much. We're practically a desert, although not quite.
Right.
Rain. But I think Becky here is talking about Mighty Networks. So you each have your own. So everybody has their own Mighty Network, and then you have to switch channels to like go into other people's. So you're switching around.
All right.
Okay.
It's great that we get to learn from each other because I've not heard of this stuff. So this is cool.
Yeah, I just heard of it. I hadn't thought of like doing it myself, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
That's just another way to connect with people and help grow, the community, both your own and the general carnivore community. Right.
Yeah, I met the coolest people doing this. So yesterday on Lioness, we gave away a mug, and the lady that won, although she didn't give me her address, I need her address so I can send her the mug. I emailed her back like, I need your address so I can send you the mug. But she gave me like 2 or 3 paragraphs about like her carnivore journey. She's like a professional weightlifter or a competitive weightlifter or professional. I don't know. She's training for the Pan Am Games.
You need to have her on too.
Seriously, I'm like, she needs to come on and be a lioness. So I'm gonna send her another email and maybe think about that. And Ellie says, speaking of lioness, so Ellie, I'm down 100%. When we make it big with Lioness Lifestyle, we should make a Lioness Lifestyle Mighty Network.
That's right.
Yes, it's Lioness Lifestyle. We are booked through like part of January.
Yes, I saw that.
Every single week. I took some down because it was just like so many. Like I'll put them back up when it gets closer. But yeah.
Yes, I saw that.
Come on, and I'm having the best time. But yeah, I couldn't believe she's telling me all about her. So she lost 35 pounds. This lady that won the mug yesterday, she lost 35 pounds, but without losing any of her strength. And she's doing all this competitive weightlifting, and she's in different countries that I cannot remember. I'm sorry, but she's like going to be going to like the Pan Am Games in like a couple different countries.
Right.
To do that, and here she is on my little lioness show. It's so awesome. It's not so little anymore. People are, hearing about it, and it's having the best time.
That's so good.
So, yes, Ellie, I agree. We need to make a Lioness Mighty Network for sure. Oh, did she write that? Ellie says she wrote back with her address. Thank you, Ellie. Yeah, we share. Ellie is my fellow hostess there on Lioness, and
you guys have quite a team.
I love our team because let me tell you, when one of us isn't, like Ellie was doing some recruiting and then she's like, I just can't do it. And I'm like, I'll do it. So then I took over, and then Lindsay's like, oh, let me get all the descriptions in there because it's a lot of work. But between the 3 of us, I mean, it's great.
Yep. And you guys have great rapport on air, and then you bring on really interesting guests. So I missed the last one. I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen I've been in, I've been there for a couple, and didn't win the knife. What else did I not win?
The mug was, so we only did 2 giveaways. It was a mug yesterday, but you weren't there. So
I wasn't there. No.
I gave it away to the weightlifter instead. So I got to get on and make sure that gets shipped out to her.
Yeah. Yeah. My nephew was here for dinner, so I was hanging out with him.
No, I get it.
Hadn't seen him in a year.
It was Nia, and she's excellent. So she has she ties in a lot of like wellness stuff. So she was very, very interesting. And she had her sweet little 3-year-old there that she was taking care of. But no, she does yoga, and she even does like, what's that called? Like aerial yoga. Because I was like, what is that apparatus that you have going on in your video? She's like, oh, that's for aerial yoga. Like,
What?
serious.
Aerial yoga?
Aerial. And then she said, you can pack that whole thing up and pack it and then like set it up outside and do air or take it with you. I'm like, wow. So yeah, she's all
like flying through the air yoga.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Like on like a trapeze. I don't know what to say. It's like a hammock. Yeah, I don't know.
It's good training for the circus.
Serious. I mean, that takes some muscles. I'm telling you. Yes, and thank you. I have to put this up. Thank you. We love you too.
Yeah. You guys are great.
So all the boomers are coming out. So see, Mike, nobody else is committed to being a Gen X on here right now.
There you go. 1963. I think Tracy's 60, I think.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
All the boomers. I love it. And then and then Ellie, who's Y. I haven't seen any fellow Xers yet.
No, my son's a millennial. So if he's still here.
So that's a Y.
1989 millennial.
Yeah. There's another one. See?
Yes.
You're in great company.
I am in great company. I knew that.
Becky
62. Becky. We could have gone to high school together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except we were in different parts of Oregon. But other than that.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's some information for you, Mike. Aerial yoga is a type of yoga that uses a silk hammock or sling to perform poses in the air.
Okay.
Now you know, Carnivore.
Now I know.
Christy.
Thank you. I will never try it, but that's good.
I don't think I'll be trying it, but
I'm happy for those who do.
Amazing that she's able to do that. She didn't really talk about that. I asked about that because I was like, what you got going on back there? And then,
Right. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. So Ellie is a proud millennial. Oops, I just missed it. Wait.
Perfect.
There. Ellie is a proud millennial. You represent, girl. You represent. It's okay.
Yep. I used to always joke that I self-identify as a millennial because I was good at tech, but I don't know.
Yeah, so my sons have helped me. They're Gen Z because they're, teenagers.
Yeah, right.
I need help with tech. They're like, okay. Because I was like, how do I, on Linus and we spin the meaty question and I'm like, but I need to have it full screen. I need to have it full screen, but then I need to switch back and forth. And they're like, just alt tab. And I'm like, oh yeah, alt tab. You're right.
Yes. Yes.
Alt tab. So yeah, so they help me with when I just get a little silly and can't figure something out. They're good at that.
Yep.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, oops, sorry, Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
She's been traveling somewhere. Where was she? At some conference or something?
Yeah,
okay.
And I can't say it either, Nicole. Louisville. She made a funny video and she was trying to say Louisville. I can't say it either. I know I'm probably butchering it.
Louisville.
Okay, Louisville. They're very particular.
You just run it together. Louisville. Right. It's kind of like Greenville.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Greenville, Louisville.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's fun.
And look, I'm not the only one who can't say that L place. Okay.
That L place. Yes.
So I'm going to just call it the L place from now on. It's
when I'm
teaching and we have some kind of word problem. The students will get all hung up because there's some name, like the person in the word problem. Know what
They're just stalling.
Is.
They're just stalling. Everyone used to hate word problems.
Like in this case, just call it L. Like
a train.
Just call them L and move on.
A train leaves Louisville at 9:50 going 45 miles an hour.
Yes. So that throws them. So I just say, call it by the first letter and just be done with it. Right. And don't worry about that name that you've never before heard of or seen.
Right. That shall not be mentioned.
That shall not be mentioned. Voldemort. Oh, I mean, you shall not be named.
Right.
Hey, it's Cindy. Okay, so here's Cindy. So Cindy is the one that I totally embarrassed myself with today, but she was very nice. Hi, Cindy. So I was remember I told you at the beginning that I thought that our live stream was Thursday my live stream with Cindy was on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I just was going to make it because of reasons. So I was emailing her and she was like, no, Christy, that's Friday. And I'm like, oh.
That's what I'm telling you. You need a calendar. You need a YouTube specific calendar and an assistant.
Yeah, I do. And so Cindy was very nice. She did not even make fun of me one time, and I deserved it.
That's good. She didn't make fun of you one time. She made fun of you 3 times.
3 times, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
but not one time. No.
Not one time, no. No.
Right.
Hi, Cindy. She was very nice about it. And Cindy, I do know that it is Friday. It is Friday the 13th, and I will be there on time.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you ready for the big eclipse on Saturday?
Is there an eclipse? How do I not know this?
So there's an annular eclipse. It starts in Oregon.
Okay.
So it's moving through Oregon at 9 in the morning, and it ends up in Corpus Christi, Texas around noon. And that's the totality of the annular eclipse. And then like here in Montana, we'll have 70% eclipse. So most of the country is going to have a partial eclipse.
So the last time we had an eclipse, my son, who is currently a freshman in high school, this is how I know, he was in 3rd grade. So 6 years ago. He was in 3rd grade. I remember that, and this is how I remember that. Because we made eclipse viewers where you look up, but you point it at the ground and it like reflects so you can watch it go across but we had all these parents because they're not educated, let's say. And they were like, but if you're going to go outside and view we had to get permission slips because the school district did not want us going out to do that in case someone like looked at the sun.
Yeah.
Then they would be responsible for their blindness.
Yeah.
And so we had to get permission slips, and we had parents like, are you sure this is safe? Because I saw on the news that it can blind you. I'm like, we're not going to look up.
No.
So we had a section of students that were inside. So we had like one teacher inside in an empty classroom with like the news coverage of the eclipse.
Okay.
They had to sit inside and watch that while the rest of us went outside.
How sad for them.
Like they made their little thing, like they did a STEM project and they made their little eclipse viewer, you know?
Yes.
Anyway, my 3rd grade son, I'm like, I'm your mom, come out of class. So I got him out of class because they weren't going to go outside because they didn't want to get permission slips.
Yeah.
But that's what I remember because I let him come outside and like do his little eclipse viewer.
So when I was a reporter in Roswell, New Mexico, this was probably 1991 or 2. This annular eclipse is going through Roswell, and that one went through Roswell as an annular eclipse. And I did the story at the planetarium. So the planetarium was doing a bunch of cool stuff. And the light was coming through the leaves. And so every small opening in between the leaves and in the leaves was casting the eclipse on the sidewalk.
Yes.
It was the coolest thing. And it was great video too. And then we had another partial eclipse when I lived in Tucson. And I just had a ball cap and I turned it upside down and it was reflected. There were, 4 holes in it. And so I had 4 little eclipses on my deck.
So since Becky said this, I'll do a confession time. And it's really not a confession because she said it was 2017. Was I carnivore in 2017 or keto in 2017, Mike? I'm pretty sure you answered no, I was not. So I will say this. So Becky said it was 2017. Yes, thank you for remembering the year. She worked for Royal Caribbean Call Center, and there was a big party with viewers, especially made. And then she remembered they had sun chips and other snacks. So I will say again, I did not know about the proper human diet, but we did buy those kids moon pies.
Right.
Celebrate the moon eclipsing the sun.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So Saturday morning. I don't know what your coverage would be there.
Okay.
But I would be willing to bet you'll have at least a partial eclipse.
Yeah, I'm going to ask my son. He's all into that. In fact, I'm surprised I haven't heard a whole dissertation on the upcoming eclipse. He did go through a phase where if there was a lunar eclipse, like we'd have to wake up at 2 in the morning to like go out and see the full super blood, whatever moon or whatever it was called. Yeah. Because
the penumbra, the umbra and the penumbra.
Yes. And we'd have to go out. And then the pictures never do it justice. You get up at 2 in the morning and it's like not even good. It's like they're
never.
Yeah.
But the thing about lunar eclipses is they're slow motion. So it's like, you've got 45 minutes to catch it.
So Becky's remembering there were also moon pies.
Also moon pies. Makes sense.
100%.
Yep.
And Becky, you've got a new subscriber there. My friend Rhonda or Leo. Rhonda, you're awesome, by the way. I love all your stories. She's doing the Sea Lion Challenge this month with Carnivore's mom. They're both doing that. And so you should see her meals, Mike. Because if you ever want to see like whatever the stars are, 5-star restaurant, I don't know, just go to Rhonda's house.
Okay.
Go watch your shorts. You're gonna be like, I want to eat. I don't even like seafood, and like I want to eat Rhonda's plate of seafood because the way she presents it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love seafood. I'll get a pound of frozen shrimp and let them thaw in the refrigerator. And then I'll just like butter them up. I'll saute them in some butter and garlic and just eat that.
So if you did, I'll fill you in. So my friend Nicole, my new friend Nicole, she'll be coming on Lioness. So I call her my friend. Like we haven't even really talked yet. But hi, Nicole. She's my new carnivore buddy. But anyway, she was at Keto Palooza and she was eating these pork rinds and they were like so gross, according to her. I don't think I'm misspeaking, Nicole, so tell me if I am. She was like, these are disgusting. And then I'm sorry, I don't know her friend's name, but her friend was like, well, here's some tahini. Tahini will make them better. And so she tried them with the tahini and she's like, that's worse. Hold on, I have to go spit this out. And then she like went, I'm pretty sure she spat it out. And then she comes back and they're talking about they're gonna go buy some dip for these because they were just plain pork rinds, like not like non-seasoned with anything. So that's what the question is from Miss Cindy. She's wanting to know, I think that's what she's referring to is the disgusting pork rinds, which were even more disgusting with tahini.
Yeah. So what kind of dip would you get? Cream cheese, I guess.
Oh, cream cheese.
Yeah, I guess maybe some cream cheese.
Yeah. This isn't really a dip, but it is kind of like a condiment. So I'm gonna try making that butter mayo.
Ah, okay. That's a great idea.
Because
I love mayo.
Yes, and Cooking Chris Nashville has one recipe that's supposed to stay soft in the fridge and like not harden up in the fridge.
Okay.
I'm going to try that. And I'm going to look like a fool. Like on every cooking video I do, I say, I'm going to cook. Everybody's always giving me like, no, you can't do it that way. You got to do it this way. And I'm like, thanks
that's funny.
Because but I'm going to try and I'm going to put it on video. So I'll probably embarrass myself. That's okay. I'm going to try it. And then I want to put it with like tuna because I do like canned tuna. And I'm thinking if I get sick of the hard boiled eggs for lunch, because literally I do that every day.
Yeah.
But I could do like the canned tuna with some of that butter mayo. And I think that's actually kind of sounding good as a replacement for my my hard boiled eggs that I do for lunch.
I think that's great. And I don't know that you want to do this or need to do this, but you could also hide a can of sardines and something like that. So, I mean, if you wanted to get sardines in for if there was a benefit that you wanted, you could do that. That would work, I think.
I bet that would hide them better than that hot sauce did. Because it would be creamy. It would be creamy. And I could just eat like I could just like load it up.
Yeah, well, it'd be like egg salad.
Yeah, the bones in those sardines were off-putting to me. Like the very first bite I got had bones in there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like
little extra crunch when you don't expect it is not good.
And I knew they were in there, and I knew I might experience that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I maybe. Yeah. I'll do a tuna first. I'm gonna do a tuna first. We gotta go slow, baby steps, you guys.
Okay. All right. Well, test the mayo first. Make sure it's good.
I'm gonna test the mayo and make sure it's good.
That mayo reminds me of most of the way to a hollandaise sauce. Am I right?
Yes, and the way he's explaining it, and I'm going to give him full credit. Like this will not be my recipe. Chris Cook in Nashville, I'm going to link it. I hope he's okay with that. I think a lot of people use his recipe, but it's totally going to be his recipe. But yes, it's like you heat up the butter to a certain degrees. I forget the degrees, 140 or something, and then it it makes the egg so that it doesn't cook it, but it whatever the word is. Again, I'm not a cook. I don't know. What's that word? Any cooks on
poached?
Here? Poached, kind of. I don't know, but it doesn't. But it makes them so they're not
soft boiled. Soft boiled eggs.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No. Okay.
Hi, Ellie, but Ellie's going.
Yeah, we should go.
Yeah,
it's getting dark and cold.
How dark it is where you are, and I bet it's getting cold. Yeah,
it is. We're supposed to freeze tonight or frost in the morning.
Emulsify.
So
maybe that's what it is. I do have one of those like stick blender things that emulsifies. Like,
I thought when you have a fish tank and you don't clean it enough, then the fish are emulsifying the water. Huh?
All right, this will be the last comment, and then we'll go. Cassie from Carnivore Quest put up a video making deviled eggs with no mayo, only butter and bacon fat and mixed for the filling. And I have a whole container of bacon fat on my counter, and I might try that.
That sounds great.
Absolutely.
I think I should fat bomb. I need more fat, I think. So I need to figure out more fat. So besides
that's
eating
a good
butter.
tip right there, because those
Yep.
egg yolks are already full of fat. Just add
Yep.
all the baking fat in there. Do you save your
Right.
baking
I will.
fat? Okay. If you want my container, just go. Let me know. I can link you, or like it's in my videos.
Yeah. Do you have affiliate links?
I do have affiliate links.
Oh,
Yeah,
good. Yeah. If
I
you
do.
do, I'll use your link.
Yeah. So all my
Yeah.
links are affiliate links if anyone cares.
No,
So
that's smart. That's good.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. Anyways, well, Mike, I mean, look how long we streamed for, like 2.5 hours. Thank you, Podcast Carnivore. We were gonna leave after an hour, and then people were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, let's hang out."
Yeah. It's just like hanging out with friends, and that's because that's what we are. That's what we're doing. Yep.
That's 100% right.
Well, thanks for the update.
Yeah. Thank you for the update. We will stay in touch, and we'll definitely do one more of these, like probably, I don't know, right around the end of October, beginning of November.
Okay. Yeah, if not sooner. And I'll see you in the chats. I'll be disrupting class as usual.
Yeah, ever since you're in Montana, the live stream chats are not the same without you. So
that's right. Yes. I'm glad y'all miss me. So.
Yeah, we do. All right. Good night, Rhonda. Good night, everybody. Good night, I don't even know all the people. Nicole. Bye, Nicole.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Night.
Good night, Grandpa.
All right. I'm going to end the stream. Here we go. Ending. And now the never